Ho, ho, ho.
Merry Christmas!
Tis the season to hawk some podcasts.
La 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 la.
That's right. This year, we're peddling you our new bullshit. Is that good for an ad?
It's honest. It's probably the most honest thing you've ever done.
That's how you sell.
We're giving you some bullshit.
Business 101, be honest.
Nothing says sell like coughing fits.
Yeah.
We're doing a thing like we did last time.
Yes.
Remember?
Black Friday, Christmas Eve, Black Friday at midnight. We're dropping a new.
We're hitting Duncan's toy chest. 5 floors of cash.
Yep.
We're selling you. We did a full Christmas thing. It's fun. You guys are going to love it if you like us. It's us playing games, having guests, all Christmas talk.
And more importantly, it's for charity.
Well, for us this year.
There's no charity
There's
this
no
year.
charity involved?
No.
We're the charity this year.
Are you serious?
We got in trouble with taxes last year. We're not doing it.
Are you serious?
No. We're the charity this year.
All right, so let's just get this straight. None of your money is going to charity.
and you're buying bullshit.
Holy shit.
We're the good cause this year. I will say, whatever, I do want to say this, whatever third is sold. So if we sell, let's say $300 of albums, I'm sending 100 to a charity of my own. But the bank account, the company account needs the money badly.
Brian's pockets need to be lined.
No, the company's account needs to be lined. Let's be fucking real, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we don't make any money. We got to fucking do this to help the account desperately. So, if you like us, please fucking buy the album.
What's the cost? $1 or something?
It's $5.
$5?
And you're getting 4.5 hours of laughs almost. We do
$1 an
Look
hour.
at it this way, folks. If you don't buy this, there's a good chance this show is going away.
Ed is so far removed, he's off camera.
Sorry, gang.
We're done.
buy the album like you're fucking.
He was ready
your
to
love
burn
for the show
books.
depends on it.
He's ready to burn the books. And just
Give it as gifts. Do whatever you can. Buy the album. I really think you guys are going to have fun with it if you like us. Also,
maybe you know someone who you think would like us, but is too lazy to actually hit the button. You may do it for.
Buy it. This gives a good gift.
Yeah.
Also, on the Reviewing History Pod website, there's merch, which I will be wearing in the future. It's hot off the presses. Ugly sweaters with the new album cover on. It's called The Christmas Freak Off. I think you guys are gonna have a lot of fun listening to this. So please go on bandcamp.com, follow the page to get the alerts. Buy it on Black Friday. Go to reviewinghistorypod.com, buy some shirts and sweaters.
We gotta move some shirts. Gotta move some products.
Yep.
These shirts gotta go.
We gotta go.
If we don't move products, we're gonna have to sell one of the cameras to keep it going. It's gonna be a wide shot.
You don't want that.
You don't want that.
No one wants that. So, all right. Enjoy the episode, guys. Hello, you're listening to Reviewing History, your comedy history podcast. I'm filmmaker and teacher Brian Rupert, joined here by...
As always, Steve Regler.
And
G.
And we have a very special guest here today from TESD Town, the one and only Walt Flanagan.
Woo! The man who never saw a Dick for a Meal movie he didn't like.
Yeah.
Must be number 2, right?
Yeah.
He demanded he would only come back for a movie with Dick Vermeil. So I was like, I can make that happen.
Actually, you told me what movie to watch. I
know.
didn't get to pick.
Oh, so we apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry. I take back my comment. Ryan is force-feeding Dick Vermeil to everybody.
Would you have picked something.
No, I would have picked. Did you guys do a live yet, or the soccer team?
Not yet, no.
That's
No,
been brought up, but we
I would
haven't
love
done
to
it
do
yet.
that.
Yeah, that's what I would have picked. I told
Really?
Gatum, and I was like, if we, I was like,
That
yeah,
has cannibalism. Instead,
yeah.
Instead, it's a Hallmark movie.
we have a Hallmark movie.
We haven't done a sports movie in a while, so I was like, it's football season. You know, we'll get Walt back and talk about football. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Next time, it's cannibals.
I can promise you, we're not going to talk much about football. To be honest,
That is the movie. Did you see this before?
No. I wanted to see it when it came out, but anything based on a true story now, I'm like, I'll just wait till we do it on the show.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's smart.
I don't know how you would have seen it.
It was in theaters.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you recall any marketing, any promotion for this movie? I don't recall this
neither.
ever coming out.
I didn't know this existed.
I thought this was an NFL movie, like
No,
Like
this is
NFL Network?
the NFL Network had made this movie.
At like 20 minutes in, I'm realizing, oh, this is funded by some Midwestern Methodist church or something.
Yeah.
What is happening? Brian, what's the story with this movie?
It's one of these Christian movies
Yeah.
that look, if you see Dennis Quaid in a movie,
It's a Christian movie?
it's most likely a Christian
I didn't
movie
know
now.
he was born again.
I think this is a thing that happened later in his career, and he did like all those like talking dog movies where he's like,
Wasn't he in Midway?
he was, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not all of them. Like he was just in Substance, which was a hard R, but
Ooh.
a lot of the time, no, he does like these like Christian like feel good movies a lot of the time now. So
Well, the directors are like that. So the Ewan brothers directed this?
Are they Christians?
I don't know them.
Yeah.
Two people made this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
they're brothers, and one of the movies, I believe, is the recent Jesus movie that came out. You can look up the name of it.
The recent Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not. It's like about
Jesus now.
coming back or something. What's it called?
I don't know. I'm
Just-
looking it up.
Ewan brothers directors. It's probably the most popular thing they've ever done.
It's out now.
No, I'll get it. God damn it.
Jesus Revolution.
Yes,
Jesus Revolution.
told you.
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
that like when Agent Smith infiltrates the
There's
apostles?
a million Jesuses fighting. Yeah. He's dodging bullets and
That
shit.
came out 2023. Very recent.
Yeah, that's like about kind of the change that took place in like the evangelical Christian churches where they like opened up and started singing and welcoming in like hippie vibes. In, like,
Oh,
the
that was a
60s.
terrible idea.
Well,
It's killed them.
it was the counter. It was the counter to it.
Nice
Anyway.
job, guys.
Anyway.
So yeah, they did that one. They also did the movie I Can Only Imagine, which I saw.
What's that?
I can only
It's like about this. So when I had COVID, I was just like watching anything on TV, and this came on, and it kind of sucked me in. And it was about this Christian rock guy who he has this big hit, I Can Only Imagine, and it's about his life like leading up to making the song.
Mm.
And it's like, it's feel good Christian
It's
movie
a real
shit.
MO
you
right
know?
here. Yeah.
I will say this about this movie. It was very obviously Christian themed, but it doesn't beat you over the head like with a sermon.
No.
Which is usually the big problem with those types of movies, like the Left Behind series.
I think
and
this
whatnot.
did just justice of the real guy.
Yeah, it's just like it's telling a story and giving the themes behind it.
I'll admit it. I was very confused why Walt would pick something like this.
Yeah, I
the whole
didn't-
time I'm like, why is Walt making this?
Yeah. I was like, this seems out of character.
I didn't know it was gonna be that. I was like, oh, it's a Kurt Warner movie. It's football.
Yeah, football.
It's relatively new.
It's more about Anna Paquin's character Brenda than it is about Kurt.
Kind of. Her and her horrible haircut.
Yeah, she did in real life.
They
know.
removed any sexiness she could possibly have.
But that's what she looked like in real life.
Well, yeah, probably.
She
No,
did.
she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hairstyles are
It's
the
like
same.
spot on. Yeah.
But she could line dance.
That's true.
Yeah.
That overcomes any bad haircut. You
Yes.
can move like that in a line.
Thank God. Thank God Kurt had that black cowboy line dancer best friend to teach him how to do it. Because that's definitely a real guy.
What, you think brothers can't line dance?
Yep.
There's no bass.
But he was in Iowa, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that a hotbed for cowboys and line dancing? Iowa?
I would think so.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
where else would it be?
It's a hotbed for Slipknot.
Texas.
South, maybe. I don't know.
That's yeah. I don't know. Where was Son-in-Law? That genius movie.
I think
I think
that
that was Iowa.
Yeah.
So is Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Is this heaven?
I mean, Iowa's the only thing that I can think of is farm, right? That's the only thing that comes to mind when you think of Iowa.
Not even ranching, just
No,
farms.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just like wheat fields. It's like as far as the eye can see, I guess.
Yeah, it might as well be like Pennsylvania. It's like just corn everywhere. It's the same thing.
But
Pennsylvania isn't full of corn.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but they got like big cities. You can't just be like. You
Well,
can't just
sure, Iowa
characterize-
has some
you
big
can't-
cities.
No, it doesn't. There's
Not
Des
a single
Moines.
one.
You can't just be like,
Not a
yeah.
single
When I
city.
think Pennsylvania, I think cornfields. No, I
he
mean,
erases Philadelphia and Pittsburgh.
Well, I don't count Philly as a city.
no, it's a dump.
It's a dump. It's a shithole.
You yelled at me
It's
when we
true.
first started
This
for
is
going
true.
at Philly.
This
Well,
is
no,
true.
no, I yelled at you because you hated the people.
I didn't.
You can hate the city. You hated the people.
He was making fun of their sports teams, and you
Yeah.
acted like he shot someone.
No, he was saying they're the worst people on earth.
They're sports fans.
Yeah.
Yes. See?
But that's what I was saying. You got mad
I'm
at
just
me.
saying the city sucks. City's a shithole.
It is. You don't have to argue with me. But this is like right when I started watching football when Kurt Warner broke into the NFL. You had already been a fan, right?
Yeah, for a long time.
Do you remember like when this was happening?
Oh yeah, I can remember the injury to Trent Green and the speculation of who they're going to trade for, so they could, because they don't tank the whole season.
Were the Rams like a favorite that year?
No, but
Beforehand?
I was watching so much of football content though. I would even watch stuff on during the week at that point. And I just recall that Vermeil came on and did a press conference. Even hiring Dick Vermeil was a bizarre move for this franchise because he stepped away from football for over 15 years.
Yeah, this was his first team in like 15 or 16 years.
It was like he was a coach when I first started watching, and then he disappeared for so long. It was a very strange move because he had never really won anything, and for them to hire him it'd be like plucking somebody from the 90s now who hasn't coached since the 90s.
Pick like Herm Edwards to come back or something.
An act of God, really.
I mean, there was divine providence.
There
in
was
the
a
whole
lot.
thing. It seems
Yeah,
like at least the movie would have us.
But it was it was one of those things that like you just kept waiting for the bottom to fall out.
Yeah,
though.
for it to be done.
like every week he was throwing incredible numbers and putting up insane stats, and you're just like, sooner or later this is going to end.
Yeah.
Because he's a arena football guy. It's somebody's going to figure it out.
Because
and
this
stop
has
him.
happened before. A backup shows up,
Yeah.
they have a good game or two, and then they return to earth. But he just fucking lit it up.
I have two questions.
Yeah.
One is for you.
Okay.
During the Mark Sanchez era, were you making comparisons to Kurt Warner in your head?
No.
No.
He was a rookie and he wasn't good.
So was Kurt Warner though.
Yeah, but Kurt Warner was good.
Okay, but Sanchez fucking got them to almost the championship.
In spite of him almost.
Yeah,
Really?
He was like a game manager, just hand
Yeah.
the ball off and throw, check downs. Kurt Warner was just throwing bombs, getting 400 yards a game passing and just making it look like, and it also, it just defies logic because you're paying guys millions of dollars, your scouts, all these geniuses, all these guys that are that get big paychecks to evaluate talent. And this guy couldn't find a job anywhere and he was this good.
Completely overlooked.
Yeah. There's a lot of people like that.
Nobody thought to look at arena football.
Well, that's my second question.
Yeah, does that mean arena football?
Did this create like a craze to go to the arena football circuit and be like, there's
Kind of.
talent here?
Yeah, it definitely made people interested in arena football for like a second.
Was this when Bon Jovi bought a team?
A little after. Yeah.
Okay.
That's when he bought the Philadelphia team. But there was a point when I was like really starting to get into arena football more. And I wanted to get season tickets because it was like $20.
It's only 50 yards, right?
Yeah.
It seems like
faster.
very extremely high scoring then.
It is. That's
They
the
still
whole
have first
point.
downs?
I think you have 4 downs to get a touchdown.
That's it. There's no first
I'm
downs.
pretty sure. I haven't watched in a while. The league folded.
Forces X.
Oh, really? It's gone?
It's gone.
Pandemic. Not pandemic. 2008 killed it.
Wow.
Yeah. It had been around like almost 15 or 20 years at that point. But
It's a damn shame.
2008 crisis killed it. And then it kind of came back. It's an indoor league,
Is the
I mean-
XFL still around?
XFL just came back and then it folded again.
He hate me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was
The New York Mafia. That was
The
their team. The Hitmen.
Hitmen.
The Hitmen.
No, Chicago Hitmen, New York Enforcers, I think.
Ugh.
Yeah, the
So
worst
extreme.
names. But like from arena football, there was a bunch of quarterbacks that did have good careers, like Jeff Garcia. You remember him?
Oh yeah.
Tommy Maddox came from the XFL, and he was the Steelers quarterback. He won a couple playoff games. So
Does that mean that arena football requires more talent, kind of?
I think you have to be quicker, and you have a smaller window to get the ball into.
I think that's more talent, yeah.
I don't know about it's a different game.
Yeah.
Faster, as they show.
It's faster, but it's also like when you're a real I'm not a fucking quarterback, but when you're a real quarterback, you're looking at a giant field trying to survey a safety, a free safety, all your guys.
Are there less
determine
guys on the
routes.
field?
In arena? Yeah.
There are.
Ah, okay. That's different.
So in real football, you have 11 on 11.
Yeah.
So as a quarterback, you're trying to survey a big window. In arena, you're trying to look at a very small window very quickly and make a decision and drill a ball in there.
What is the arena football numbers? Like how many versus how many?
I think 7 on 7. Let me check.
Okay. It's not that crazy.
They showed the goalposts, for field goals in the movie, and it's really narrow. And
It is.
That looked impressive.
Yeah,
for
they don't
sure,
want anybody
'cause
kicking
Yeah.
field goals because it's too easy.
Right.
Because it's only 50 yards.
Yeah, you can only get a field goal if it's you have to be perfectly in the middle. Like there's no margin for error. And it was 8 on 8.
8 on 8.
All right, that's not a
normally
huge
12 on
difference,
12.
but
11 on 11.
11 on 11.
Okay, that makes sense. But I've never watched like an arena football game, so I don't know. Like,
I think you actually may enjoy it because it's so
probably
quick.
like it more. Yeah, it's like the hockey of football.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
Bang people on the walls and shit.
And it's got Bon Jovi connections.
it's got Bon Jovi. He was ahead of the curve. Really.
He really was. He
always
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to hold on to what we got.
Now, I know you root for a team that historically has been bad like me.
Mm-hmm.
When you see Kurt Warner things happen.
Wait. Aren't you a Patriots fan?
No, I'm a Lions fan.
You just like what? Tom Brady.
I just like Tom Brady. Yeah, 'cause I just like seeing a guy who was that much older than all these like 20-year-olds like that were like fucking specimens, like Adonises, and this guy comes out and is still able to win against competition that is so much better than him in terms of like athleticism. Like it was hard to root against that. I know that people are like, well, he has everything. He's got looks. He's got a model wife. He has rings anyway. But I'm like, but it's still shocking that a man in his 40s could still beat 20-year-old men.
That's what I was going to ask you. If he wasn't as handsome, would you still like him as much?
Oh yeah, it wouldn't matter.
You'd love him even more.
Yeah. It was
He's pretty cool.
It was defying the odds of winning at that advanced age that just captivated my imagination.
I like that image of him with the big coat.
Oh,
Talking about
yeah.
it looks like a cape.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's like, when did Erwin Rommel end up on the football field?
As a kid, I wanted. That's the kind of. They never sold those. They still haven't sold those to this day. Those coats that the players would wear on the sidelines.
They're huge.
Yeah, I wanted one as a kid for my favorite team growing up, and they never. I'm surprised they haven't marketed them as something that they could
Would
sell.
you wear that?
Yeah, I would wear that.
There's like 18th century military vibe. It's sick.
Considering what the NFL markets everything, I'm surprised they haven't said like you can wear the sideline poncho that your favorite player wears.
Got the Joe Namath fur coat. That's a classic.
Nobody can rock that.
You can't really market it though as an NFL like with your
the Jets fur coat.
Yeah. Very select few guys can wear a fur coat and make it work. I think
You need a big personality. Like it would just look weird if like Ben Roethlisberger started wearing a fur coat.
It's the jacket.
But so you root for a historically bad team like me.
Yes, I have. I do.
And I don't want to say anything to put bad vibes in the air. But when you see Kurt Warner things happen or Tom Brady comes in and the backups light it up and they become Hall of Famers, don't you think like, why can't it fucking happen for us?
No. I don't think like that. I just think it's once in a lifetime kind of deal where you just stumble upon Hall of Fame quarterbacks that nobody else wanted. I mean, I can only think of two.
It happened back to back, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Who's
two
the
at the
John
same
Elway?
time. No, he was highly touted.
Yeah.
Brady and Kurt Warner
Oh, Brady,
are
yeah.
guys that nobody wanted. And
Really, nobody wanted Tom Brady,
no,
even at the beginning.
no.
He was the 6th round draft pick.
Holy
There were
shit!
7 quarterbacks.
Were the Patriots bad when he joined?
Yeah, they weren't
middle of the
very
road.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah. They weren't like favored to win the division like every year they became. But there's a documentary about it
Are
called
they still good now that he's
No,
gone?
they suck now.
Okay.
I think the quarterback is probably it is the most important role, right?
In all sports.
Obviously, yeah. And that kind of is when I think of team games, I always think oh, it requires everyone to play their part. But if you get the right quarterback, any team can pretty much win. That's what it seems like.
You still need a line.
Yeah.
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 You still, if the guys aren't blocking properly,
Then
he'll
just
never
does.
get. He won't have any
He does,
time
yeah.
to do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like a good quarterback could make up for a lot, but he still needs a team around him.
Mhm.
Whereas you could put a shit quarterback on a good squad with a good line and everything, and it's not going to help them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does a good quarterback always stay in the pocket? Because that's like a thing here, like a reoccurring thing. And I'm like, this seems like bullshit. From
But that
just
was a metaphor for him
regular-
standing up to adversity and not running away when things actually matter. That was the pocket thing.
No, I get it. But
I
thank
will
you,
say,
Anthony.
To me, it felt like something that was personal. Like if this was some sort of personal, like
yeah.
I've been told this, or like he was sending a message to some coach. Maybe it was
Adam
that
Baldwin.
coach who I think he wanted to give a finger to,
Yeah.
and was like I want this in the movie bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Like this
Well, do we know
motherfucker-
if he had a hand in the movie?
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
yeah.
like
This
on
guy
set.
kept telling me to stay in the pocket.
Yeah.
Every time I won, I was not in the pocket.
It's also, now I think it's really common for quarterbacks to roll out of the pocket
I
and
think I
take
see it all
shots
the
deep.
time.
It's super common now. I think 90s football, you're not really rolling out of the pocket unless
I think,
you're Steve Young.
When you look at Kurt Warner's highlights, go look at all on YouTube. He's fucking in the pocket the entire time. He has no speed. I don't know why he had this hang up about being like, I'm not staying in the pocket. Well, you did though. You weren't running around.
But he had to learn to do that to get there. Don't you get it? It's the journey.
Also, I love in this movie, and well, I know you know football too. Could you imagine any college or pro team saying, we're just going to let the team take shots at the quarterback in practice again and again and again?
Let's injure him.
That never happens.
Yeah, I thought that seemed counterintuitive.
They give them special jerseys and you're not allowed to hit the quarterback. It's the exact opposite. And here they're like, just take shots at Kurt.
Yeah.
Break his
Whip him
arms.
up.
Yeah, but let's hop in.
All right.
So I guess we got Shazam himself.
Yeah, Zach
you know,
Levy.
Zach Levy. I think he played this great.
Sinbad?
Shazam.
You're thinking of
You're thinking of Shazam.
the Genie movie.
You're thinking of the Genie.
Oh, that isn't real.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Mandela effect.
Wait, who was
Shaq played
Shaq
Kazam.
played Kazam
Yeah.
in the
Sh-
boombox.
Shazam,
Yes.
yeah.
Shazam is a DC superhero, also known as Captain Marvel.
Can I tell you a story about Kazam?
Sure.
That came out the same year as Independence Day.
And you
Okay.
saw that instead?
My family went to see Independence Day. And then I was in summer camp at the same time. I was like 7 years old. The summer camp took us to the movies to watch Kazam. And there were 2 black women sitting in front of me. And they were listening to a conversation I was having with the kid next to me. And I was telling them about Independence Day and how it was the greatest movie ever. I was like, Independence Day is amazing. And the woman turns around and she goes, wait till you see this.
She had seen it already?
I guess.
And she was here for a second viewing?
She loved Kazam. And then at the end of the movie, she turned around and she was like, huh?
Did it live up to the hype?
Even as a 7-year-old, I was like, this is shit.
Wasn't as good as the Independence Day with all the effects and wait till you see this.
Wait till you see.
But the movie opens and he's watching the Joe Montana Super Bowl where the Niners beat the Dolphins. That was Dan Marino's only Super Bowl appearance.
Was that the year the Dolphins
Right?
had the perfect season?
No, that
No.
was 72.
That was 72.
Holy shit! I thought that was 80s.
No. Wait, I thought, am I wrong?
Yes.
Oh, no, 85, the Bears played the Patriots.
You're right. 84 is
84 is,
Niners, Marino.
okay.
What year was the Super Bowl shuffle?
85.
85,
next
that was
year.
the Bears.
Okay.
You might as well be speaking about fucking
Um,
language.
You don't know what any of this
clue
is.
what you're talking about.
What about the fridge? Can we talk about the fridge?
1985, right?
Yep.
I would
William
have
Perry.
been like, what's wrong with the fridge? Gotta call a repairman, I guess. I don't know. For me.
We're talking another language. Yeah. I love that all you know are like the pop culture things. Yeah.
Yeah. I like to be able to say a little bit about just about any topic.
Yeah, I know the fridge. Can you say what position he was?
No, I know he's a lineman, right? He's just
He's
a giant
defensive
guy.
lineman, I believe.
Yep,
Yeah.
he was.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
And his claim to fame,
Well, he would play running back once in
Exactly.
a while, and
goal line situations, he was like 400 pounds.
He would run and catch the ball.
he would just run the ball. Like if you're on the 1 yard line, give it to the fridge, and he would. Who's going to
Bulldoze.
stop that?
Okay.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and he scored some touchdowns, and he became a cult figure in, I guess, not just Chicago, but all the whole country.
Everyone loves to see just a giant guy run
Yeah.
with the
And he
ball
was
like that.
very friendly and lovable, and kind of had a great personality. So that really helped sell him as a marketable person who could sell shit. Like, you know, you could hire him for, you know, to sell product and shit.
Oh yeah, he could sell, anything. He's just a marketable guy.
McDonald's, I think he was his big thing.
He was in
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in Windy City Heat?
Was he? He might have been.
I think he is.
Yeah.
That it's a really funny documentary movie. But so Kurt Warner's in college. He's not staying in the pocket like we mentioned.
He's just not staying.
And in order to prove that he could start, he just has to let the team tee off on him for some reason.
He has to prove he's not going to run.
He has to prove that he trusts his team.
Yeah.
You trust the play, right? If the play is to stay in the pocket and shit looks bad, just stay there.
This whole movie is about building character
Yeah.
and having the fortitude.
But accepting flaws for other people too.
yes, but he becomes a leader. He becomes
Yeah,
a
yeah,
leader
he
of men and women.
A leader of himself. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, like this guy is in college and he meets...
And he's never really a bad guy to begin with.
No.
Oh, he's a saint.
Yeah.
He meets a woman who looks like Chucky.
I don't know how anyone could be enchanted by her.
2 kids, divorced.
Yeah.
Shit car, and he's like, I
One's
need this.
Chinese.
I need this in my life right now.
He saw something in her, and that's real. He really
Yeah.
did like.
She was a Marine.
Yeah,
She
and
was,
that's in
yeah.
the movie too. But
She's also older than him.
She is. So the reason her kid is blind is her
God, dropped.
ex-husband dropped him, and
That I did not know.
and
Yeah.
it fucked him up, and
It's in the
it's
movie.
also what destroyed their marriage because he couldn't get over the guilt of that, and
Sure,
that's
how could
kind,
you?
and that's kind of why he left, which I guess is so much better to.
Well, there you
for her to
go.
hold the
No,
bag.
but that guy couldn't rise to the occasion.
Right.
He didn't have the character. and
He's
the
more a Mark
fortitude.
Sanchez than a Kurt
Right.
Warner. You're saying
Right. Kurt Warner steps in. Literally, he's the dad who stepped up. He's not
No.
the stepdad.
yeah.
And it wasn't easy. It was a struggle. They
I think
struggled
there's-
together.
I think there's a nobility in being a father to the fatherless.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So
He
Blind Asian's tough,
but-
man.
I don't know why he's Chinese. Can we just address that? Because the movie sure won't.
it's definitely odd.
The sister's blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah, his sister is like Aryan.
Just the blind. Well, how many blind Asian actors are there?
My theory.
Let's be honest.
My theory is that the movie is a victim of being made in 2021 or whenever it was. So it's just
Was it
like
21?
whatever.
Yeah, 21.
I think it went kind of with like Broadway rules where it's like when you watch a Broadway movie, they'll just have like
Anyone they
two
could
black like adult characters and their kid will be white and it's like
what?
whatever.
I think do you put video in this? Like,
Yeah.
are you allowed to put
Yeah.
clips in? I think if you look up the kid, what he look like, and what the child actor looks like, you're gonna be like, oh shit, there's a resemblance. Because I too was wondering the same things. It's
Mhm.
like, I guess it's hard to find a child actor who's blind.
Yeah.
And so then you get what you can get. But actually, they did a pretty good job of matching up the kid.
But did he have to really be blind? Like, isn't that what acting is? like, you could have got anyone.
Spock wasn't a Vulcan.
Kurt Warner wants authenticity.
I need to get the one blind actor who's under 12.
It's definitely odd.
That casting director is sweating for years.
But that child actor was adopted by theater people. His parents were in theater, and that's why he was good at acting, because he grew up in a home.
He was just always acting.
Where acting was part of daily life. So
God works.
And then when they finally saw a role that needed
blind
child actor, must have black hair.
You were made for this.
If you don't believe in God now, I don't know what.
Yeah, but
he likes black trucks.
Kurt Warner woos this lady.
Yes,
and she doesn't really like him.
Sweetie pumpkin.
But this is what he did in real life. He showed up at our house unannounced, like the next day with a rose.
Nice.
Oh.
And I think that's a really risky move.
Yeah,
well, you gotta look like Kurt Warner.
It didn't work for
you. Yeah, you have to be a giant Adonis man.
Yeah, imagine get him he meets some chick at a bar, and the next day he shows up.
Oh my gosh,
with a rose.
How'd you find out where I lived? Sounds real different when it's get him.
Remember when you left Rose on your girlfriend's car and then she got mad at you?
Yeah.
She got mad at me?
Yeah.
No. She. All right. You're mixing the story up a bit.
Well, this was a common thing you would do, right? You would leave flowers.
Hold on. Yeah. Wait.
No, she was a real asshole.
No. You're mixing the story up a bit. So, when we first started dating, it was my first girlfriend. Our date was like the 21st. So every month on the 21st, I would leave roses for her as a surprise on her car.
Oh, what a romantic.
What a surprise.
And after the first year, the 13th month, I stopped. And that was what she got mad about.
Oh, really?
Did you forget, or you're just like,
no, I was like, it's been a year. I'll give it to you the next year when we're together.
Oh, she wanted this to continue indefinitely?
I guess it just had to continue indefinitely, which is insane.
I remember.
How are you funding this? All these roses.
He's keeping the local florist in business.
I was living at home. Oh, yeah. In Woodrow Plaza, that florist in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That guy was loving me.
I remember she got mad at you, and you're like, I'm going to leave flowers on her car. And you were like, go check your car. And she was like, oh, is it flowers? And I had a conniption, and that's where the big.
I remember that.
Came
from.
I
don't remember this story.
Yes.
You got to remind me.
You put flowers on her car
because I pissed her off.
Yes.
She was mad.
You would do it all the time,
and you called her up.
We went gambling.
That's right. That's right. We went to Atlantic City instead of you hanging out with her.
Which, albeit, dick move.
And then you put the flowers on the car with us. We were with you.
On the way home from AC.
You put the flowers on the car, and then you call her up and you go, hey, check your car. Like you were being coy. And then she was just like, fuck you.
At the time, we were gambling a lot.
Yeah.
That was when every night we'd meet up and play poker for
5 hours.
But do you remember I would always I'd be with her and I'd be like, it's getting late. And at 11, I'd run home and we would start gambling for 5 to 6 hours. And then we would go to AC and just gamble.
$100 high card. The dumbest.
Yeah, it was getting
ever.
ridiculous. AC Doocy.
Yeah, it got so bad that it became $100 high card where you just put all the cards on the table.
Deck of cards on the table. Pick up the highest.
Whoever has the highest
wins the pot.
Yeah. $100 at a pop.
$500.
I remember one time we were doing that exact thing, and you were so excited you made a noise, out of pure joy.
Out of the joy of gambling. Yeah. I have a slight problem. I mean, I'm also the guy who's lost thousands to carnies because I can't quit.
Yeah.
Stupid ball game.
Yeah.
But anyway, we get some nice montages here. This movie loves a good quick montage. I love it.
They definitely skip some things and they speed through things.
It's some American football. get a birthday party. He's all worried that he's not going to get in. And then
the draft.
The draft.
Yeah.
But he gets signed.
Well, I like
Right?
that moment actually, where it's like, it's got to be devastating at that moment to not get picked in the draft.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're,
And then have to face your loved ones.
well, it's like, I would be like thinking about killing myself.
Sure.
But
Jesus.
he's like,
You're healthy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm normal. But I definitely wouldn't be ready to go to a child's birthday party like hours later.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're building up him like being a good guy that he's able to be like
Stick
there
through
for
it.
the kid despite
Yes.
Stick through it. Yeah.
the heartache.
Yes.
Get it. And he puts on a strong face, and but he gets signed.
Well,
but
he becomes an undrafted free agent.
I thought
What
the
does that?
Packers
What does that
signed him.
even mean?
So the people that aren't picked in the draft, anybody in the league can sign them if they want them.
So he's still in the league, even though he's not on a team.
He's signed to basically a practice squad where when you're signed there, you're hoping that the team will keep you on as a scout quarterback. So like when the defense needs a practice, they'll put in a scout quarterback to represent the other team. So if you're playing the Patriots, you'll have a backup quarterback who's trying to do Brady things on the practice squad.
Do they get hit?
No.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
it's a check, and you're in the league. And if there's enough injuries, you would go
He's an
up.
understudy.
Basically, yeah.
To bring it back to theater.
But basically, he only lasted less than an afternoon, right?
He lasted 3 days in real life.
3 days in real life.
Was it really because he wasn't ready? Because he didn't read the playbook?
No, I think they're just trying to add it. And you're watching, you're like, dude, just go fucking throw the ball.
throw the
in
ball.
movie.
Yeah,
No, you're not ready.
you're not ready.
Well,
Clearly,
In the movie, he goes
This is
and,
the big leagues.
and he never would. Honestly, it worked out for him. He
we
never.
study gameplay here.
Yeah.
He-
He had to go through the ordeal and build character.
But in Green Bay, he never would have played because Brett Favre never missed a game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
That was Brett Favre's team.
Yeah.
that's Brett Favre. See, Brett Favre was notorious for playing through gruesome injuries and just taking multiple painkillers and
And showing his dick.
just sucking it up and playing. He didn't do that until he got to the Jets. I'm sure he was a choir boy in Green Bay.
We corrupted him.
Well, that was the team of foot fetishes and fucking.
No, that was the next year. He was there for the last Mangini year.
Oh, okay.
Eric Mangini. But,
Well, he gets a nice $5,000 sign-on bonus, and then immediately gets fired.
well, he buys a car,
Buys it's a car. Yeah, it's nice.
and then he's
It's green.
cut because he refuses to play.
Mhm.
And now he's just like, all right, I guess I'm just gonna wait for my shot.
Well, now he's homeless, and he moves in with Barbara. So that kind of worked out in a weird way, because now he's the real father of these children, and
Barbara, who was the actress that played Barbara?
Anna Paquin,
Was she in anything?
Rogue in X-Men.
Rogue,
Holy
True
shit,
Blood.
I knew I recognized her. Wow.
True
yeah.
Blood.
Yeah, she was in True Blood, the vampire show.
That
for
was a
women.
big one.
So she's been in a lot of things.
Oh,
Bury-
yeah, she
Bury
has
My
a
Heart
long
at Wounded
career.
Knee.
Oh, that's right. She was on our show.
Yeah.
Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee.
Yeah.
Not as a guest, we covered her movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That would have been insane if we.
But she was pretty good. I thought she did a pretty good job.
I
playing
thought
the
so. She's a good
role of-
actress.
Both
She's good.
performances are good.
That's what it is. Did you like the portrayal of Kurt Warner by Shazam?
I did. I thought he was good. Like
Uh,
I don't know the real man to compare him
it's
to.
hard because it feels like you don't get any nuances though. It's always like,
rose-colored.
yeah,
Mm.
you're no matter what the instance is, whatever they want to show you, it's always him doing
The
The
right
right
thing.
the right thing. It's like there's not one moment where you were tempted or you didn't do the right thing.
So there's this moment in the movie that I think is one of the worst directed
think
moments
this
I've
is
ever seen
the
in a
next one,
film.
right?
It's a little further down the road. I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but
Okay.
they end up getting married, right?
Yes.
And during the wedding, they're slow dancing,
Okay.
and one of his teammates just goes, for no reason, in the middle of the wedding, just screams at him while he's slow dancing.
Oh,
Arena football tomorrow, and you hear
bring it.
you hear a crowd go,
Arena football.
yeah, and he's just like, no, that's
Well,
not what matters.
Did
What
any
matters is this.
But did anybody notice?
It was worse, and the previous worst directed movie moment I've ever seen was in Walt Before Mickey, and it was the scene where he's playing chess. Do you remember this?
Yes.
He's playing. His brother is playing chess in like a nursing home, and then the other guy walks in, and the guy he's playing chess against knows to stand up and walk away.
No.
That's my cue.
What were you gonna say, Walt?
Well, the wedding, the whole thing is there's like this time crunch though, where so much happens seemingly within a week.
Yeah.
It's like he wins a playoff game. He's going to the championship.
It's
A
called
tornado hits.
kills his in-laws.
God killed his in-laws, so
gets
that he
married.
could become a quarterback.
He gets married. And then goes and plays the championship game. So all that happened within the span of a week, though.
Yeah.
That was one hell of an arena football season.
Everything is faster in the AFL.
Don't forget,
even cataclysmic events.
the Blizzard walk to the gas station.
He also he had a job at a supermarket.
That's
was
real.
true. That's
Yeah.
real.
Sorry. Hint, he texted us like this is the worst directed scene I've ever seen, but he didn't tell us the scene.
Yeah.
I thought you
was
were
that one.
I thought you were referencing when he's like throwing the Wheaties box with his best friend in
That
the
wasn't bad.
supermarket. I was like, what is going on here?
It was what was so jarring about the wedding scene was like the teammate wasn't acting like a real human. Like he just
He's a big Samoan guy.
He was a big Samoan guy screaming at his teammate about tomorrow's game.
During his first
We're
dance.
gonna play tomorrow. Yeah, and then there's a crowd. The crowd noise was insane.
I'm so glad we didn't watch this before my wedding.
That's what I was about to say. You
Oh
guys
my
are
God.
lucky because I promise you, while you were dancing, I would have screamed, "We're in a football tomorrow."
Recording, reviewing history tomorrow. Yeah.
Now that I
And
may
if you
do.
were on an arena football team, would you always refer to it as arena football and not just be like, hey, we're playing a game tomorrow? No, arena football tomorrow. Save all that other football for Sunday. Yes, get him.
Technically saying Arena Bowl, which was their Super Bowl.
Wait, say it in here.
He's saying,
Did you watch the movie?
Yes. He's saying Arena Bowl tomorrow, being the
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl. Their Super Bowl is called
Right.
Arena Bowl.
Well, that makes more sense.
still
Thanks for
don't-
coming in and ruining all my energy.
That's what he does. Yeah, that's why we keep him around.
But it is a bad scene.
do you think that he actually threw like bread with a coworker?
Yeah, I would.
I
mean,
totally believe it happened.
Yeah, that's
Because
believable.
any shit job, you're looking for a way to make it better.
He was working a supermarket, right? Like that's where he was working before he.
Yeah,
got to
he was
Arena
working
Bowl.
at a Hy-Vee grocery store.
But he's such a good guy. Would he fucking take money? Like, would he goof off on the job?
I don't know.
That's beneath him.
I think he's such a good guy. He's not.
We're here to
gonna
work. The Lord wouldn't let me. Throwing the bread around. That's sinful.
That's his one flaw. He had to let one flaw through.
You know, boys will be boys, but I'm a man.
What is this accent you're giving him?
I don't know.
It sounds like Hank Hill.
Western?
The actor who played him, the guy,
Zach
Shazam
Levy,
guy,
yeah.
did he? I mean, did he pull off he was in college? I don't think he did.
He looks like
Yeah.
Kurt Warner when he was on the Giants.
Yeah, Anna Paquin's supposed to be like 23.
Yeah.
They both look
Yeah.
over 40.
They casted for the older versions of the
guess so.
characters.
They finally gave her a halfway decent haircut by the end of the movie.
Did they? I
It's
guess
not
didn't.
good. It's like Kira. It's like Kira Nerys.
I remember even as a kid, like watching that Super Bowl when Kurt Warner won, and they show his wife, and I remember being like, "That hair is horrible." For 23 years, 24 years, I've thought she has horrible hair.
Yeah.
I will
didn't
say,
stop them.
when they showed her modern today, the hair looked way better.
Okay.
Well, she grew it out finally.
Yeah.
She realized.
She's working on it for 20 years.
Yeah.
It didn't stop them with the short hair though. They had 7 kids
Did they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Wow.
he loves the short hair.
The Warner clan.
He's gotten in trouble too, right? Or
No.
speaking out.
Not
Not
Kurt.
Kurt. I'm talking about the actor.
The
Levi.
actor. Yeah.
oh.
He's gotten in
yeah.
some hot water for
not a
some,
holy man.
for some comments, right? Of some right wing shit.
I don't even remember. I definitely think he came out for being pro-Trump, and that's a big no-no in his industry.
I got you.
So it hurt him.
Did it hurt him though?
I don't think he should be in any
I
movies.
think also the tanking of Shazam 2 probably hurt.
That
as
hurt
well.
too. Yeah.
Oh, he's the superhero.
That's what we were talking about when we
Holy
mentioned
crap.
Shazam.
That was
Welcome
a
to the
long
conversation from 30 minutes ago.
Was there 2 of those?
Yeah, there was.
Did you like it?
The first one was really good. Did you like the Shazam movies?
I didn't see the second one. The first one, people told me they liked it. I was surprised at how much people like such a pedestrian superhero movie.
I think the bar for DC movies was so
Maybe.
low
Maybe
that it was like, yeah, that was enjoyable. Look, it didn't light the world on fire, but I was like, it was
No.
okay.
it was
What's the worst superhero movie?
ever. I think Black Adam is terrible.
Really?
That was really bad.
I think Black Adam, or there's so many bad ones though. Right?
Morbius,
There's so many
Adam
bad-
Webb.
Yeah, I mean you could.
Do you like Ghost Rider?
No,
You don't like Cage?
no. The TV show Cage?
No,
Nicolas
Cage.
Cage.
Oh, I thought-
Do
yeah.
you like any of
Yeah, I do. I think there's some superhero movies that are extremely well done. I like The Dark Knight
them?
with Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
I know there's a couple Captain America movies I like too.
The
Civil
first
War.
Iron Man's,
Yeah, the first one.
Spider-Man's.
Yeah,
Are you a Marvel or DC guy?
movie or comics?
Comics.
I don't discriminate. Yeah,
Safe.
it doesn't matter. I don't see brand names.
You're gonna get canceled for that.
I really don't though. Even as a kid growing up though, as a real super little kid getting into comics, I was a complete Marvel junkie. Wouldn't look at DC, but in my teen years, I started experimenting and realized that they're all good. I've kept that mindset.
I'm a Marvel guy. There's
Yeah.
some DC stuff I like, but overall, I've always been Marvel.
DC was good in the 80s, right?
Oh yeah, that was their heyday. Yeah, they revolutionized the industry.
That was
Really? You think?
Oh yeah,
wasn't that the Watchmen and the Dark
Oh,
Knight
yeah.
Returns?
Well, yeah, they had those books.
they have some iconic, never to be topped storylines and creators working from the '80s. That was their goal. That was their golden age.
DC?
DC's, yeah, without a doubt, where their output was insane compared to the comical shit that Marvel was putting out.
Oh, you don't like the 80s Marvel output? Because I think 80s Marvel, and I'm like Secret Wars.
I mean, it's popular. It sold a shit ton of books, but you can't compare Watchmen to Secret
No,
Wars.
no. Yeah, look, Watchmen's a better book. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. Like the 80s DC comics, you have just massive hits, like
Yeah,
more
Dark Knight,
Swamp Thing
the
and things
critically
like that.
acclaimed shit.
Yeah.
Dark Knight.
When was
Dark Knight
Spawn?
Returns.
90s.
Spawn was 90s.
Oh,
yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah.
That was Image. That was
Yeah.
after McFarlane left
upstart.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Mhm.
Are they still around?
Image?
Yeah.
Yeah.
McFarlane's actually coming back to Spawn. Did you see that?
I did not.
Yeah. Are you gonna
As
go
what, as
check
a-
it out?
No, but as a penciler or as a
Yeah,
writer?
I think he's writing and penciling.
He
Wow.
did Spider-Man before Spawn.
Yeah.
Yes. That's where he became Todd McFarlane.
He did Venom. That like he
Oh, he
created,
invented Venom?
he created that character, yeah.
Wow.
Like he was the artist on those
One of the
books.
greats.
And then he left and they gave him that Spider-Man book that every kid in the 90s had where it was like the silver cover.
I think I even had that.
Every
Yeah.
kid had it. They
Yeah.
sold like 2 or 3 million copies.
Who is the horny guy who did all the cartoons?
Horny guy.
What?
The guy, come on, you know him.
Bruce Timm?
Bruce Timm. Yes.
Yeah.
How is he horny?
Yeah, explain to Walt.
So if you look, so he made all those animated shows. in the
Batman, right?
90s. Batman
Mhm.
and Justice League,
Oh,
all that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
If you look up like his art, like Google Bruce Timm, the first thing you're gonna get is him like making naked pictures of chicks.
Oh, okay. He likes
like doing-
cheesecake. huh?
Yeah.
He likes doing smut.
Yeah.
That bothers your sensibilities.
Not at all. It's Bruce Timm, man. When I think of horny cartoon man, it's Bruce Timm.
All right. So
So we'll jump back in.
yeah.
Jim Foster from the Iowa Barnstormers.
Yes.
He goes to Kurt and is like, "You're going to come play for us. I got a job for you." And Kurt's like, "No, I'm going to play for the NFL." I don't see why you would do that. Like, it's a better job than what you have. Why don't you just do the job?
Because in
Okay.
his mind, once I do that,
I'll never go to the.
I'll never go to the NFL.
Yeah, there'll be a bias of like there's a certain mindset probably that he was fearing that like if you're an inferior player if you do that.
Yeah, I guess it's still new early on, right?
I weird comparison, but it's almost like a movie actor in the '90s going to TV.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, yeah. You
Yeah.
get typecast, and
Yeah.
then they won't want you in movies.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he declines that guy.
At
And
first.
he's not going
That
to.
guy looked familiar. Where have I seen him?
Bruce McGill. He's in fucking a million different things.
He's like a good character actor.
Did you notice he was the only character because this guy was an important part of Kurt Warner's life.
Yeah.
He's the only guy they don't do a flashback to, like who's watching the Super Bowl.
They don't?
No.
I wonder why they did that. They
Was
got Adam Baldwin in.
Yeah, they show that.
Yeah.
Animal
He's the
Mother.
only one that like from his past who's not like even the janitor
Yeah.
Yeah.
is rooting for him in the Super Bowl, is watching the Super Bowl and rooting for him.
Huh.
But that owner is not shown rooting for Kurt
Well, the
Warner.
owner didn't want to let him go.
Oh, is that really? He wouldn't let him out of his contract?
Well, he was hiding
Well, he hid the
in the
fact
movie
that he was that
that the Rams
the
were looking
Rams
for.
wanted him. They didn't tell him.
Oh, yeah.
So if that's real, which I assume is probably has some basis in reality, maybe he just didn't like it.
I mean, does the NFL really take no for an like? You're like, well, they would fine Kurt Warner.
Yeah,
I
they
guess
did. They sent the guy.
Did, yeah, they did. But he was the guy. The owner knew. He's like, I didn't want to let you go. You know.
Bruce McGill's in a million different things. The thing I think you would know him the most from is My Cousin Vinny.
Sheriff Farley.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
On a hunch.
So where are we in the movie?
Brenda's family moves to Arkansas,
Oh, before that.
Finger
which is an
God.
important,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
important thing to note is they went to Arkansas.
That's what would have happened to my family.
Imagine
they
if your
listened to my
dream
dad.
home was in Arkansas.
right.
It almost was.
Oh
My
yeah,
dad-
that's right.
My dad wanted to listen to Eric Estrada. Do you remember those Chips ads where Eric Estrada would show up?
It wasn't chips.
It wasn't Chips. It was Eric Estrada.
Yes.
But he would show up on late night infomercials and pitch people to move to Hot Springs, Arkansas.
No.
Yeah, it was like in the mid 2000s.
You would have died in a tornado.
So
It's too bad.
my father had seen these
shame.
commercials
Missed
and
opportunity.
he wanted to relocate the whole family to Arkansas.
What was the benefit? What were you getting if you went there?
I guess more space.
Sweet release.
And you're in Arkansas.
Did he go
Yes,
by
he did.
himself?
Well, so it was my senior year of high school, and my father, my mother, my sister, and her friend, they wanted me to go with them. And it was the summer of my senior year. I said, I'm not going, I'm staying home. So I stayed home alone. And they
You
went
guys
down.
you guys bought another house in Arkansas.
They went
They
down.
went to look at houses.
They went to look at houses.
Oh, okay.
And I stayed behind. But they were thinking about it.
Mhm.
And they didn't, And then a couple months later, actually, no, a year later, my father left and I haven't seen or really spoken to him again.
Arkansas.
No, I think upstate,
Oh,
last I heard. He could be in Arkansas now.
I hope so. I hope he lived out his dream.
Like Eric Estrada wanted.
Look, I'm a big supporter of Mr. Rupert. I never met the man, but I am rooting and praying that one day the great reunion happens.
Keep praying. It ain't gonna happen.
Have to have a couple of tasers on hand just in case it gets a little.
I think
nasty.
honestly, I think it's much more likely that, and I don't think either's gonna happen, but I would think a final battle between the two of us is way more likely.
Well, you're fucked because he can beat you to death with one arm.
That's true.
That's what he fucking thinks.
Yeah.
The last words my father ever said to me. I'm saving this for a 1, 2, 3, but I'll tell you because we're doing it. So me and Anthony went to Canada for a rock show, and we were there for the weekend. And my father had said some shit online, and I went back at him.
online.
we used to make videos. Brian had put up one of our videos, and his father commented on it, like saying something nice, like, "Oh, this is really good."
I've told him before, I don't want you to comment on me. I don't want anything to do with you.
So Brian wrote some hateful shit back at him just for being on the comment section, and then we went to Canada. And while you're in Canada, this was a while ago. You didn't have service on your phones, so we were out of contact for the entire time we were up there. So when we crossed the border going home, your phone comes back on. And we got all kinds of messages. And one of them was a voicemail from Brian's dad.
Yeah.
Did you save it?
Oh, I still have it somewhere. Yeah.
You do?
Oh, yeah. I'd have to dig through a hard drive to find it. It would require some effort, so I'm not going to play it here. If I did, if I could easily get it, I would. But I'd have to dig through shit. I'm not going to do it right now.
You decided to play it on the car stereo. Right.
Well,
no, we had the speakerphone.
Yeah, I had speakerphones.
Me and Brian driving along.
And I'm checking my voicemails. And it's my father. And he goes, "Listen up, punk. It's the motherfucker. I only got one good arm, but I will fuck you up. I will fuck your day and life up, punk. I only got one good arm, but I will beat the Jew out of you.
You're all Jewish.
You're all Jewish, Brian." Trying to think. I will beat you until
your
you're
mother
an Irishman.
ruined you.
Your mother ruined you.
Yeah.
I think that's basically.
He said he was going to beat you until you became an Irishman.
Yeah.
He beat the Jew out of you.
Yeah.
How did you react?
I was extremely uncomfortable. I didn't really say much. Brian was laughing, but I could tell he was hurt in his soul.
Well,
he had to be, right?
my thing is this, and I maintain this, and I spoke to my mother. I was like, I want to tell him, you know where I live. Come on, let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
That's the thing that has always bothered me about it. Is
back at him?
Is that I didn't say, well, you have issued the challenge. You know where I am. Bring it and let's fucking do it.
Yeah. But from my perspective, it was just really uncomfortable. And we didn't talk about it much other than Brian laughed it off. And then the song Father and Son by Peter Gabriel came on the radio. Wow. And I was just thinking about it wow, he must be hurting right now. I didn't change the song. I just
I wasn't paying attention.
It's a good song.
This has to be 2008?
2008, 2009, something like that.
Yeah. Because it was a Million Weekend. It was the first one, right?
It was the first one we went to.
So that's 2008.
And that was the last time you spoke to him. Well, not spoke to him, but heard from him.
That's the last words I heard my father say.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long you been estranged?
When he left in 2006, that was basically the end of our relationship.
What years? So okay, yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Kurt wouldn't have done that.
Kurt would not.
No, he didn't rise to the occasion like Kurt.
And in fact, in the movie, they make a point to say Kurt reconciled with his father.
Yeah.
But in the movie, you would never know they had problems. Which I found so weird. The end of the movie is like, Kurt Warner reconciled with his father. I'm like, did they have a problem?
They actually tell you that in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Kurt's dad is gone for his childhood.
Okay.
But there's a voiceover or something. I don't remember exactly how they do it, but they go, he's okay now. At the time, it was bad.
Well, I think
they don't want you getting the wrong idea.
Yeah,
it's kind of halfway mentioned because the mother's like, don't date this woman. I know how this goes. She's single and look what it did for us. So it's kind of mentioned, but not in depth.
Yeah, but even she has the right intentions about things. You know, the mother.
She's looking out for her boy.
Yeah, of course. And he struggles. We see that next. He's being poor sucks.
Oh, yeah. Now, this was the most unbelievable thing in the movie to me.
Being poor?
No. There's not a fucking chance in hell that a man could be married to a woman, the car can run out of gas, and she doesn't berate him for not filling the car up. There's no fucking way. She's just like, oh, Kurt, let's just scrounge together and we'll get the change. You know she was saying, you motherfucker, you gotta get the gas. And you know she was angry. She was not as passive and cool as fake Brenda was.
You're right.
Just imagine you were with your wives in that situation. I know it's not going to be as cool as that.
No.
especially in the middle of a fucking
blizzard?
Yeah.
He's
As
an
they're
idiot,
cold?
though.
He's a football player.
You make a good point. But yeah, it's like, how do you leave in the blizzard with no gas? Just stay home, you dumbass.
Where were they going?
His mother's.
His
Yeah,
mother's.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because their house was too cold.
I guess they didn't turn the heat on.
Well, they were poor.
He didn't pay the heating bill.
Yeah, they were poor. So it sucks.
Oh, Kurt.
Yeah.
Thank God you're a big brolic dude who can walk through the blizzard and save everyone.
But he decides because of this, it's like, all right, I have to play.
Do you
arena
think that
football.
happened?
That's why.
No, do you think that happened? That really happened?
blizzard?
thing.
Seems an
Oh,
odd
man.
thing to
yeah,
make
why would you
up.
put it in if something like that didn't? You know.
Simply because I think you'd be incurring the wrath of the Lord to lie about something like that in your movie.
Yeah.
Why? I think that you could. It's just a way to convey poverty.
I guess.
Yeah, but that seems very specific. There's a lot of ways you could.
Do you
Convey
think
poverty.
it was?
Do you think the director was looking at Kurt and go, "We need something to spice this up. How about a blizzard walk?"
Do you think it was embellished? Then do you think it was?
I think a lot is embellished.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Do you think that the family was potentially in danger of freezing alive?
I don't think any man would ever. I don't care how poor you are. You're probably not going to be in that situation. You're just not. You're not that dumb. You can't be that fucking dumb. But hey, we're about
Took
to
a
go.
lot of head hits.
That's true. Aren't they all like brain dead by 41? So he's
Especially his coaches are just letting him get
Yeah,
hit.
just let him get
for
his ass kicked,
practice.
yeah.
Who was the guy who punched in the head and then went on a killing spree?
Punched in the head?
punched.
No, he got hit in the head. He got a concussion.
The boxer?
No, it was a
Football player?
football guy.
Steve McNair?
I don't know.
Oh,
It
that
was like not long ago.
Junior
that Spanish dude.
Stop saying names.
Just
Oh,
Spanish dude.
Hernandez.
Yeah,
Hernandez.
that's it.
Oh.
Yes. Who'd he kill?
No, he wasn't hit in the head. He like actually just killed motherfuckers.
He killed people who dissed him in nightclubs.
Yeah,
Oh.
this wasn't like a.
He didn't rise to the occasion. He needed better character.
There's plenty of movies about him out there now. If you want to do the opposite of the Hallmark Kurt Warner story.
You know what, Walt? Got plenty of guest appearances out of it.
Apparently, the blizzard did not happen in real life, but a blizzard unexpectedly hit the set while Kurt Warner was there.
Hell yeah.
And they just like, let's use this.
Let's use it.
And this is what I'm seeing.
Holy shit.
During February, when the cast and crew of Dozens were filming key scenes in Oklahoma, a massive blizzard bear down on movie sets. The winter storm would become one of the most costly in U.S. history. As executive producer on the film, Kurt Warner was scheduled to fly in. I thought the message got through until I woke up the next morning, recalled John. At the crew hotel, the person at the front desk said, there's a guy who showed up and he's out shoveling snow in the parking lot and getting cars out. They found Kurt Warner knee-deep in snow, determined to help actors and crew members make it to their scenes.
What a hero.
He was shoveling.
Leader of men.
He's a
You know
leader.
what?
This is costing me money.
He's got
You
character.
are not taking a day off. That's what that really is.
Wait, are you suggesting it wasn't selflessness? Kurt wouldn't do us dirty like
It's
that.
capitalism.
Kurt Warner said, we had a movie to make. I'm from Iowa. I could do this.
Also, you know what another great scene was, though, where it can make up for all the bad scenes? How the fuck did they have the budget to pull off that hurricane footage?
Oh yeah, that might have been real
of the
Oh,
footage.
the
city?
tornado.
Or the tornado. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Real footage.
That is. I was just like, what the fuck is this? Are they filming in the aftermath of someone's destroyed home?
Yeah, they are, man.
It was so fucked up. Either like, this is the best
It
CGI
looked
ever,
real.
or this is heartless.
I honestly thought it was like stock footage.
They're standing in the midst of someone's destroyed home.
Look at that picture.
Great set design.
Get a shot of the broken picture. Someone's actually dead.
Someone's dreams are dead here.
I mean, were they just lucky enough to be like, hey, you know that scene we were going to cut where we went to see the destroyed Arkansas home of your mother and father? We could film that scene now because just got word a hurricane or a tornado just dropped down a couple towns over.
Didn't like a town in Oklahoma get destroyed right
Yeah.
around the time they made this
Probably.
movie?
In 2021,
which is when this movie came out.
Oh, no, this
Towns
came
in
out in- this
Oklahoma
came
are
out- wait.
leveled constantly. Like, well, I don't know why people
but
live
wasn't the footage just? It was so a stark difference to what it looked too real.
there.
It did look
took
real.
me out of it. It
The
was so
houses,
real.
the houses were destroyed. It looked like a documentary. like it didn't look like they built these houses and like knocked them down a little bit. It looked
I
like
mean,
houses
and
that were,
Hopefully, that whoever owned that property was compensated greatly.
I don't think so. I think they just used a crane. They just filmed it with a crane and bounced.
Quick drone footage.
Drones.
Oh,
But-
son.
They're scary.
Yeah.
So he concedes and he's like, I guess it's time to join the Arena Football League. So he just
Yeah.
shows up at their practice.
And
Is
he
that how he
struggled.
does it? He just appears?
Yeah.
In the movie.
In the movie, he just walks there.
Appears, yeah.
I'm Kurt Warner.
Well, his friend's there. His line dancing friend.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Who also became a pro player.
Yeah,
for
real
Arena.
strange, right?
Really?
No, I don't think he's real in real life.
He's not.
That
That
wasn't
guy,
his-
that
that
friend
guy,
isn't real.
that guy could not exist.
He didn't have a black a black line dancing college roommate
Who's a cowboy?
a cowboy / arena football player.
It's a lot of liberties Kurt's
I don't know,
taking.
man. It might be real. It might be real. He's looking it up.
He's the only person in the cast like that has a name that is not like a Wikipedia page.
Well, there you go. Yeah, if he played in arena football, it'd be pretty easy to find, I assume. Right? Because this was like a growing popular thing.
I like it.
Especially if Kurt had him so close in his life.
I'm wrong. Mike Hudnut was
Hudnut?
that was the character's name.
Hell
He
yeah,
was
there
a
you go.
real life football player. He just doesn't have a Wikipedia page.
I want a Google image of him right now.
He looks like the actor.
There you go. There you go. Mind blown.
And he was a cowboy line dancer?
I don't know if he was a cowboy line dancer.
I mean, they took liberty with the blizzard, so
Okay.
would that be?
I
too
stand
shocking?
corrected. Stranger things have happened.
So there you go.
Well, Kurt's struggling
Yeah.
with the arena football thing, right? Like he's not good at it.
Not at first.
Yeah.
He has to adjust.
He's got to train a little.
His first game, he is a disaster.
Yeah.
He's still playing like it's the NFL.
It's
Yeah.
fast in the NFL.
Yeah. You want to make it in the arena game,
You gotta go.
you got to speed the fuck up.
And you got to train at night and stuff, which was weird.
No, you got to hang out with cows.
Hang out with hay bells.
Yep.
That's
Well,
how
then-
you get good at arena football.
He has the classic sports training montage,
Mhm.
Yeah, it's quick.
and he gets a faster delivery. And after his first touchdown, he gets $100 cash bonus.
Well, he didn't know that. Apparently, he's like, "Oh, I get paid for this."
But there's no way.
$100 a touchdown.
No, I could see that being a bonus incentive. I just can't imagine that your coach and owner
Just hand you $100
is standing
bills.
there on the
Yeah.
sideline like he's your fucking uncle. That good touchdown.
It's
And-
fun.
Stacks.
It's fun though.
Oh, it's a good visual.
Yeah.
And I like what they do, and then he starts zipping passes
Yeah.
everywhere.
Well, monetary compensation will always get you over the line of success, right?
Yeah,
And arena football's got to be a high scoring game, right?
it is.
It was like
He must
50
have made
versus
a lot
50.
of dollars.
It's on average between like 40 and 50 points a game.
Mhm.
So he was making like $700 a game on top of his regular pay,
Right.
which is great.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. So that's not a bad deal if you're not in the NFL.
Yeah. I bet there's bad benefits with being an arena football player, though. Not really good insurance. That's just my guess. I don't know.
I mean-
I'm talking out my ass.
Any sort of pro athlete.
Why would I know that?
Yeah. Any sort of pro athlete, you're getting paid so much more than like everybody
Yeah.
else to play a game.
Mhm.
Like Kurt Warner was probably making in arena football, let's say maybe 80 grand a year being generous.
Mm.
And it's like he's playing a game 17 fucking weeks,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, but it's also 80 grand in what year? Early 2000s and fucking Iowa.
That's what I want to ask you guys too. Did you feel that the movie did a good job laying you into early 2000s?
No.
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 The only thing that said 90s in the whole movie was her haircut.
I agree.
That's it.
To me, I felt they did a little bit too much, and they were too retro. Like they went into the garage of the
Mm.
father, and there was a TV in there that you turn the channels,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and I was like, it's fucking 2000. Nobody would have that television.
I had one of those.
We
Not,
had
not in
2000?
2000.
that would be
in
like,
the 90s. It was probably dead by the 2000s.
that would be like your garage like TV. Like I remember my grandmother in our house had a black and white TV in the kitchen. And that was the TV that I would watch while she'd be watching like Price is Right. But that was how I saw Batman 66 in black and white.
Wow.
When I was a kid, my brother had one of those TVs with the knobs. There was no remote for it in his bedroom. And I was sleepwalking one night and I walked into his bedroom and then pissed on it. I remember the dream I was having. It was like I was pissing in a basket, in like a wicker basket, but it was his television.
So you just walk in.
I sleepwalked into his bedroom and pissed on the TV.
Were you really sleepwalking?
Yeah. And my parents like watched me do it, and I guess they didn't know what to do.
Well, they can't wake you.
That's what they say. Yeah, I don't know why you can't do. Why can't you just wake up a sleepwalker? What happens?
You go into shock.
That's a real Sophie's choice in that moment. Though. Do we risk waking him up?
Or do we let him piss on the TV?
Or are we fucking have to throw this TV out?
Did he keep the TV?
I don't remember. He definitely did. We definitely didn't get rid of it right away anyway.
Just every time it was on, the smell of urine wafted through the Galati house. How fucking mad was he?
He was a baby.
How old were you?
I was like 6 or 7. He was like 3.
It's funny because it's urine either way and it doesn't matter. But the older you get, the worse it seems for some reason. You know, it's like if you're doing it at 15, it seems so much worse.
Man piss
than
is
6.
worse than kid piss.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like this was another moment of liberty. Brenda shows up and is angry for him existing.
That was such forced drama.
Yes.
It could not be real.
I don't even remember this.
I believe it's 100% real.
You think so?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Surprises him at the
that
game.
He's in another city. He's calling and he's all of a sudden there's people paying attention to him. He's going to parties. She's making up things probably that don't exist in her head.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And she's feeling very insecure. You know, she hasn't grown her hair out yet. And he is partying with girls with like shoulder length hair.
Right.
But he wasn't partying.
He wasn't. He was at the party.
He was invited.
He was there. He was there, though.
Right.
I believe those were real moments, and they just didn't get too real with how
they reacted with each other.
How
with each other.
I think Kurt definitely didn't want to show every aspect of being a bachelor when he's playing these arena games.
Well, I'll tell you, nothing says party time atmosphere like Des Moines.
Well, there's nothing
in
else
Iowa,
to do.
what else is there?
Yeah, there's nothing else to do. You have to go to a bar and drink. That's it.
And there's not, and Des Moines girls are like, what other professional athletes are there?
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
He's the best quarterback in Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's pissed off. He's also sending money home. Like he's
did he, or did he put it in a jar?
He was putting the bonus money in the jar.
In a jar.
No, the bonus money, but he said he was sending the checks home to her for the house.
Yes.
Like he was being a success. Like he was gaining success, and she's like
taking care of her, even
I
though they
gotta
weren't
break it
married.
off.
They weren't married yet.
I gotta break it off because you're just doing too good.
I think that was her putting the pressure on. Look,
You wasted my time.
Yeah, but God had other intentions.
Well, God decided to kill her family to
parents.
reunite
Yes. But it was to make Kurt a better man.
So it's
He
all
works in mysterious ways.
Brenda's like Job.
I mean,
this is very
you
Job-ish.
saw her kids.
Kids got fucked up. Parents killed in a tornado. Husband's never home. But like at the same time, they're going to the arena bowl, the Super Bowl, I guess. Lose the parents. I don't know. I will never understand this. If you're living in an area and deadly tornadoes hit, why are you there? Why are people still in Oklahoma?
Some people just can't uproot. They just don't have the means or the.
But if you're living in Tornado Valley,
so what happens?
Maybe
if there's tornadoes in a place, we just don't use the area. What's your solution?
Yeah. If there's a volcano that erupts every 20 years.
The soil's amazing. We can make
Yeah, your
vineyards.
house is going to burn down every 20 years.
You take precautions. You take the good with the bad. Vesuvius happens every so often.
I've lived through 3 floods in my house. I still live in the same area.
But that's a flood.
It's still. It's
Oh, you're on the wet side of 36,
Yeah,
huh?
it still fucks your world up. And I have no point where we're like, we got to leave. We're just like, we all right. We got to deal with it.
But if the flood knocked your house down and you rebuilt it, other than the second flood knocked your house down, would you be like, we should rebuild this and continue?
I think the fact that Tornado Alley, what's the population today? Right
look
now?
it up.
Probably quite low.
You think so? I bet you.
I'm assuming low because it's a lot of open land, right?
I don't know.
What are the
people
big
still
cities
live
of
there, though.
Tornado Alley? Are there any?
No, you can't have them.
Oklahoma City?
They'll go down.
There's no population data offhand, but it's a massive area. It's the area between Texas and South Dakota, basically. It includes parts of Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, Louisiana, and eastern Colorado. That's like half the fucking country.
You're going to DMZ it? I mean,
Well, I'm sure there's worse areas than the whole thing. Like I'm sure there's one central point where it's way more consistent, right?
Look, all we
where
need
they
is
touch down,
Dorothy.
you think?
Yeah,
They
'cause
touch down in the same area. I think it's like lightning, though. Does it ever strike in the same place?
You never saw it hit this house and miss that house,
Right.
And come after you.
Yeah. Finger of God.
Finger of God.
Well, I've thought about this where I'm like, what is the safest place to live in the country where there's like no disasters, right? Every
Bring up the
part
map.
of the country has some sort of fucking calamitous thing that happens every so often.
Calamitous.
What about like
New
Montana.
Hampshire. New Hampshire is
cold as fuck
probably
there?
New Hampshire's probably decent. Vermont. Inland Maine.
I mean, they still get devastating like blizzards and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but blizzard's a blizzard. Snow.
Like California gets earthquakes, the Midwest gets
Tornadoes.
tornadoes.
We get a hurricane.
We get
every so
hurricanes.
Texas gets cartels.
often. Yeah. I don't know. You can't be hiding from nature. You just got
Well,
to
it's
fight.
impossible. That's what I'm saying.
That's
so it's like,
man's eternal struggle.
but that's what I'm saying. You're like, just move. If you're in America,
Here's a
no matter
question
where
for
you
you.
go, there's some sort of disastrous thing.
Do you ever hear about tornadoes anywhere else in the world? Where else are they?
We get them more than any other country. I just saw it when I looked this up.
Really?
Yeah.
Where, like, is there another tornado out? Maybe the Eurasian steppe. You think
So
that-
in Europe, they don't get tornadoes?
Hold on. The U.S. averages over 1,100 tornadoes every year. That's more than every other country. In fact, it's more than Canada, Australia, and all European countries combined.
Don't you have to be a certain longitude and latitude, right?
the only other place I can think of it being is like the steppe, like Russia.
When you think of the
Central
equator and
Russia.
that distance.
Yeah.
'Cause it has to be. You have to have the
You
high
need
and low
flat
pressure
lands, right?
and high and low pressure systems crossing, right? 'Cause
Maybe
that's
the
what it
Gobi
is.
Desert.
Number 2 looks like it's Germany.
What?
Germany gets tornadoes.
Jawohl.
Other countries experience tornadoes, including Germany, Australia, South Africa, Eastern China. Those are the steps.
Yeah.
Japan, Bangladesh, Argentina, and more. But I'm guessing
But
those
not
are
as
like the top.
I assume not as destructive, considering when you look at the ones in the United States, it's horrifying. We make
Wow.
movies about them.
Just 2. And one's a remake.
One doesn't count. Yeah.
Well, it's a sequel.
Not really.
Well, no.
You saw
Wizard of
Twisters?
Oz.
No, did you?
Wizard of
No,
Oz
I
was a
want to.
thing.
I heard of it.
Oh, right. Wizard of Oz. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a tornado in there.
Is Wizard of Oz a Christmas movie?
No.
What?
Why would Wizard of Oz be a
What?
Christmas movie?
Just checking.
Are you in queer media?
What?
You holding space?
No, I'm not holding space.
Give me your finger.
There you go.
It's warm. It felt warm and safe.
You did it wrong, too.
I can't do it as
Hold, put your finger out. You gotta go like this.
Oh, it's ooh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Don't. Yeah, I can't even explain it.
Is it Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
Wicked.
Kind
Wicked.
Oh.
Have you seen the press conferences for the movie Wicked?
No.
It's very bizarre. The 2 actresses,
Great.
they keep holding each other's fingers like
And
the way
crying,
they're
What
doing
you
it.
just saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's very unnerving when you see it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That's what I wanted.
we
that's
get
what
to
I
the
wanted.
Arena Bowl X.
Yeah.
Well, they also get engaged.
They get engaged and they get married.
Yeah, we've been through that.
Yeah.
We did it.
Here we go.
We get to Arena Bowl X, and now Kurt Warner has a chance to win the game. And in the movie, the player dives with the ball and falls 1 yard short.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Not in real life.
Oh.
But it's a reference to their actual Super Bowl,
Yes.
which they didn't show in the movie. So it's one of the most famous plays in Super Bowl history.
Arena football?
No,
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Oh.
NFL.
So the Titans had the ball at the end with 1 second left on the clock, and they threw a Hail Mary, right?
No, it was
It
like
wasn't a Hail Mary?
It was like an 18-yard. They were 18 yards away from scoring, and they throw it about 5 yards before the end zone, hoping the guy will catch it and run in.
Right.
But he's tackled 1 yard short, and he reaches out. Well, let's say that black wires, and the ball lands
didn't
here.
make it.
Time runs out.
Game's
Game
over.
over.
Wow.
Rams win.
Yuck.
Kurt Warner wins.
Iconic Super Bowl moment. It's one of the most famous plays in Super Bowl history.
Yeah.
They did it
Wow.
in the Arena Bowl.
Why do that?
Well,
You're going to portray the game.
but they
'Cause
didn't
they
show
don't-
it in the
'cause they
game.
don't
So
portray it in
I
the
was
NFL.
wondering, I was like, is that how the actual Arena Bowl ended? Because I was like, that would be fucking crazy
If you did, it happened twice.
if it happened twice. And one time he was on the wrong end of it.
Mhm.
In reality, he just threw an incomplete pass to the player.
That's less fun.
It was way less
Yeah.
interesting. But I did think we had to address that.
I mean, but we're getting to the point where he joins the NFL, right?
Yeah.
Is this like the most storybook fucking sports story ever? I mean, the rookie guy comes in, dominates.
Old rookie.
Old rookie.
Yeah.
old.
And wins the Super Bowl his rookie year.
It's one of.
There's nothing better than that.
Well,
It's
the
crazy.
next year it happens again though.
Did it?
Yeah,
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Holy shit.
and beats Kurt Warner.
Multiple
Wow.
times.
He
Wow.
took his mojo.
So
Yeah.
I would say Tom Brady's probably the bigger one, but Kurt's the next one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tom Brady was old when he started?
Tom Brady was young, but he was a guy thrust into playing
Greatness.
because of an injury. Nobody expected anything. Total no name. They expected him to fail miserably, but goes out and wins the Super Bowl
That's insane.
against
Twice.
Kurt Warner. Yeah.
Yeah, it
But,
happened 2 years in a
so
row.
Who was the head guy, Dick Vermel, right?
Mhm.
He was also came in, like you said, and in the movie off of like a 15-year hiatus. But when Tom Brady came in, that wasn't a similar situation where like this random coach guy like didn't have a shot.
It was Rex Ryan, right?
No,
Not
it was
Rex.
Who
Bill
was
Belichick.
it? That's what I was- It was
Belichick.
Bill Belichick, which I
cheater.
assume was already like, a name when Brady came in.
Not yet. He hadn't won a Super Bowl as a head coach. He won as a defensive coordinator with the Giants, but he wasn't Bill Belichick yet either.
If they didn't make the playoffs that year, he was probably going to be fired
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he wasn't really. That was like the brief window where the Jets were kind of like almost taking over the division. It was like them and the Dolphins 1 and 2. The Patriots, like, we didn't even hate them yet as Jets fans because they were nothing. It was like whatever. They were just another team. The Dolphins were the team we really hated because of Dan Marino.
You still around that late?
Dan Marino, I think he played until like 2001 or 2. Then Jay Fielder took over.
This was also like the John Elway era, wasn't it?
Mm.
Like
Yeah, John Elway had retired the year before
yeah,
in '99
Jets should have won the Super Bowl that year.
against Denver.
Well, they should have beat
Denver
Denver.
only lost one game that year.
We were beating Denver at halftime at the AFC
What was the
Championship game.
score? By like
I
1
think
or 2
I
points.
think we were up 10-0, and then
Oh,
and then we had a lead going into I think the third quarter, and Curtis Martin fumbled for like the first time in like 12 games, and we lost. That should have been our Super Bowl with Vinny Testaverde.
because you would have been playing the Falcons, right?
Yeah,
Who
we
were
would've
just
fucking
ripe
beat
for-
them.
Yeah.
Bothers me so much.
what?
Incorrect English. We.
Yeah. You guys
Not
aren't on the
we.
team.
How many
embody
passing
that.
yards you get?
But so Kurt Warner goes to the Rams and he signed them. He was actually also signed by the Bears. Did you know this?
Did not know that.
He was signed by the Bears to their practice squad, and while he was
Ditka.
vacationing on his honeymoon, he got bit by some sort of creature. He doesn't know what it is to this day. He thinks a spider. It bit him on his elbow, and he was unable to attend the Bears practice, and they like just cut him.
Wow.
Because he like his arm was so fucked up. After that, then the Rams signed him, and he ended up going to the Rams.
I guess it healed.
Yeah.
I had a guy last night telling me about camel spiders.
They're terrifying.
Do you know about camel spiders?
Big.
Okay.
They have them in Afghanistan. He was a soldier. He was
Okay.
telling me about this. Apparently, like, they're massive, and what they do is they'll climb on camels like humps, and they'll numb it out with their venom, and then climb inside the hump. They'll like eat their way through, and then eat the camel from the inside out.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you for.
Wow. I don't think a camel spider got Kurt Warner's arm.
No, I don't think so either.
So if he goes to Chicago, he's probably
Do you think they
forgotten
win a
history.
Super Bowl?
He's forgotten history.
Yeah. As I was wondering that, I was like, I always fantasize where I'm like, if I had a time machine and I could go and like change things, I'm like, could I like in a world convince the Jets to get Kurt Warner, and do they win a Super Bowl?
You have a
with him?
time machine capable of remaking world history,
Yeah,
and
that's
you
what you're
are
gonna
going
do.
to manipulate the Jets.
I want to see a Super Bowl more than anything else.
You could save humanity. You could save the Library of Alexandria. Or Kurt Warner could be on the Jets and maybe win.
Yeah, but you don't have the players that the Rams had. The greatest show on
Right.
turf.
That's right.
You know, is not what the Jets were fielding at that point.
We had in 2000, we had good players, man. We
He
had
would go
Keyshawn
back.
Johnson, Curtis Martin. We had a great O line. The defense was good. We could have fucking done it, man.
Right.
Who's the quarterback?
For the Jets.
Vinny Testaverde.
That's a big name.
He broke
Yeah.
his Achilles first play of the game.
Why does this keep happening?
Dude, we're the Jets. It's the only thing that can happen. Yeah, Kurt Warner like arm would have came off if he
Yeah,
was a Jet.
Right.
But that's what I fantasize
You got
about.
bit by a camel spider.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how Kurt kind of started though, right? Like a first play injury to Trent Green.
So why do you think they omit that from the movie? The spider bite.
The Bears thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's one
slows it
thing
down.
too many.
Yeah, you
I
don't
think
need
it
it.
slows it down.
Yeah.
Because by this, I even made a note of this. I was like, he just got to the NFL and there's 30 minutes left. What?
They also excluded his time in NFL Europe.
Really?
Yeah.
He's in Europe.
The NFL in the late 90s, early 2000s tried to start a European league. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Still going
Barcelona
on.
Dragons.
Huh.
The Amsterdam Admirals. That's what Kurt Warner was the quarterback of for 1 year.
Amsterdam?
Really?
Yeah, they were trying to grow the
no.
sport
What
over
was
there.
he doing there?
Yeah, what was Brenda
Yeah.
thinking then?
Oh, Maybe that's where the the drama came in, man.
Go see your Antwerpian horse.
Oh.
But after he did his time with the Admirals, he was the third string quarterback for the Rams. And shortly, like into the preseason, Trent Green got hurt.
Mhm.
And I think that was kind of the end of him, right? Or did he go to the Chiefs
He
after?
went to the Chiefs afterwards.
After.
Yeah.
Where was he before? Was he always a Ram?
He was a Ram.
Okay.
So now Kurt Warner wins. You don't need Trent Green anymore. You can use him as a bargaining chip or a trade bait and
For
get something. And the Chiefs bit, but he was never able to bring the Chiefs, to the promised land.
yeah, I don't think they even went to the playoffs with him, but he was like a fun quarterback. Like he had a cannon, Trent Green.
Trent Green.
Yeah.
No, then Kurt's the starter then.
Well, Kurt ends up becoming the starter after Trent Green gets hurt. But just like in the movie, Mike Martz, the offensive coordinator, was really fucking mean to him.
He's an asshole.
Oh yeah, but
He's-
it was to make him better.
Well, that's what he
gotta
says.
know.
Build character.
I think that's horseshit.
That's what they both say.
Mm,
They wanted him to be better.
okay.
And the press conference that Dennis Quaid's Dick Vermeil says, where he's like, Kurt Warner is our starting quarterback. We believe in him.
Mhm.
That's almost what he said verbatim.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, that's on film.
That's
sure.
very accurate.
Well, that's why we're so aggressive towards you.
Yeah. We needed to know you're ready.
ready to do what? To lead the podcast?
Yeah.
Lead the podcast.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
We skipped the scene where
He puts his blind son on a
That's-
lawnmower.
yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention that.
What the fuck?
And the wife is like, "Oh my
That
god!"
definitely happened.
Nah, it's cool, man.
Just look at him go. He's figuring
cool.
it
He's
out.
having fun.
Well, I
Oh
think
my
that
God.
was a metaphor.
Did you notice Kurt was drinking a beer while he did that? That must have been a great afternoon.
I think it was Kurt telling him that this was his son, and he was like, we're not going to baby you anymore. Yeah, you might be partially blind, but you can do things, and you can be more than just this helpless, kid that
Chinese
just
kid,
lays on the
yeah.
bathroom floor.
Have you tried that with Get Him as an office coach?
That's a sweet way of thinking. I think he's just like, I have a son. He has to mow the lawn because I'm not doing this shit. And he just put him right on there. It's like, go ahead.
No,
I guarantee you that happened though.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
happened,
Definitely.
Have you ever seen the footage of Stevie
Did you
Wonder
notice that their
driving?
lawn was really small and there was no need for that riding mower?
Yeah. Yeah. It really didn't need it. And he kept going in a circle, so he's not getting it done.
He was
It's-
probably sponsored by some like Iowa hardware company.
John
Oh,
Deere.
maybe.
Yeah.
That's what we need. We need sponsorships that give us.
Oh, I
free
think you
shit.
say that's what Brian needs, a riding mower.
He does need a
I
riding
do
mower.
need
He
one.
needs a mower, period. He needs one that works.
I mean, I have the electric one, which is the bane
It
of my
doesn't work. It
existence.
doesn't work.
I need landscapers. That's what I need, so I don't have to do this shit. That's
Yeah,
the real
yeah,
move. And he gives a speech about how it's his time. He's ready. And
Yeah.
he lead the fucking Rams to the Super Bowl. I mean, the movie kind of skips through his NFL time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they have like
Greatly.
I'll say this: the few scenes in the NFL when he's playing, very well done.
Yeah, good.
Like the actual football action sequences compared to the other ones that we've watched, I was like, wow, this is impressive. I wish there was more.
Yeah, the cinematographer, I guess you would give him
Yeah.
that credit. They did a great job, I thought, with the footage, and they didn't skimp out on having to license a whole bunch of shit that they were like. NFL license ain't cheap. I'm sure even Arena Football League, you had to get their
Yeah.
permission. Whoever owns those,
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
images and the team names and uniforms.
Is there another linebacker you would want to face least in your first game than Ray Lewis?
No,
Right?
no, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And even he was a nice guy at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't kill two people
Yeah.
in a Super Bowl only 2 years prior to that
Yeah.
game.
He killed 2 people?
Well, supposedly he was
Yeah.
he was in a car when his friends killed some people.
He had a friend who killed 2 people.
He's a Vince Neil?
He basically
No, this is not a
no. This was a
vehicle.
fucking like they went to the club.
This is
Oh, shit.
and then he gave his friend money to like everyone knows this. He basically gave his friend money to take the fall. Allegedly, yeah. I don't want to get sued.
Wow.
Yeah. That and then like Ray Lewis, like you see him speak about like Christianity all the time and forgiveness and shit. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't kind of buy it from you for some reason. But he was like,
he was a monster.
I think he's probably the best linebacker ever.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's just a monster, yeah, like Walt said.
Well, they portray him like that,
Oh yeah.
which I thought they portrayed him like, wow, that's an intimidating man to face.
It,
NFL's full of murderers.
Yeah.
Well, have you ever-
what was the guy?
have you ever heard the acronym? They call it the
Madden.
National Felon League.
Didn't Madden do that?
John Madden?
Yeah, like they would go to prisons and like find people like big guys and just throw them on teams. Wasn't that a thing? A
That
rumor?
was
No, that was that
The
Adam
longest
Sandler
yard.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That's the
I'm
longest
not.
yard.
I know that, but I'm actually saying like I think
No.
somebody actually said that was like a tactic that people would use.
I can't imagine anybody doing
Like,
that.
just
'cause
mean
they're
motherfuckers. So
so
egregious.
risky, so risky to take the character.
Look it up, Brian. Look it
that-
up. See if look up the like that.
Who was in the
rumor.
original Longest Yard? Was that Burt
Burt
Reynolds? Okay.
Look up that rumor. It's probably.
I
came
asked
from
him
the
if that was
Longest
a real
Yards.
movie because that is one of my favorite movies of all time. I would love to have covered that one.
I
but
saw
it's
the
not a real
remake and
movie.
I actually thought it was very good.
Yeah, I like it too.
I
I'm
can't. I
sure the
wouldn't even-
original's better.
The original is so good. I wouldn't even
I don't
watch
even know
the
what your
remake
real
because I
movie
feel it's a
Oh, just like
scandalous that they would even make it.
NFL scouting at prisons rumor. Just see where it came from. I'm curious because we're kind of at the end of the movie.
No, NFL scouts do not scout prisons.
There we go. So it came from the Longest Yard then, right?
Yeah, I think that's what you're thinking of. There is someone who made the NFL all prison team, which seems very exciting.
All prison
What?
team?
Yeah, it'd just be only people would be eligible if people are in prison or
Yeah.
serve time.
Former players that have done
Oh.
time, I guess.
Is it like an all-star?
Quarterback is Ken Stabler.
It's not Vic.
No.
What? What year was this compiled?
The fact that we can argue
2013.
this is disturbing.
Oh my God, he's a dog fighter.
And number 2,
They're
Steve
all
McNair.
criminals.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
wait,
so
the,
many.
The first line of the article. I know everybody had Mike Vick here. You know who the running back is, though.
Plaxico Burress.
No, that's a wide receiver. Running back. He went to jail?
Yeah.
I should know it.
It's-
Mercury, Freddie Mercury Morris?
Freddie
No.
Mercury.
Freddie Mercury.
OJ.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, that's right. Damn. A no-brainer.
The fact you could fill a team is just.
Wide receivers.
OJ chopped a woman's head off.
That's not what he got arrested for, though.
I know.
Wide receivers. This is a great wide receiver core. You could win a Super Bowl with this. Michael Irvin, Hines Ward, Plaxico Burress. That's a good core.
That's all start.
Plaxico Burress shot himself, right?
Yeah, he shot himself.
He had the gun in his pants with no holster.
Oh God.
But yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, so Kurt Warner wins a Super Bowl, miracle season, greatest show on turf,
Gets MVP.
wins MVP. And I want to talk a bit about the rest of his career, which I find interesting and the movie doesn't touch on.
Arizona Cardinals.
That's where he ends up. But
That's
before
the
that,
jersey I got.
I thought you had a.
I actually have both. I have 2.
You have two?
My father was a very big Kurt Warner fan in the early 2000s.
Why?
He loved the Rams before him. And then this guy comes along. Why not?
I've never been able to pin down your dad's football team because it's like he has like Joe Namath footballs. He has like Joe Namath signed as like in a Rams jersey.
He's always been Rams. Rams is his favorite team, but I think he likes guys from like other places.
Okay. And then I know he liked the Giants when they won those Super Bowls.
Yeah, he'll jump on that bandwagon every so often.
Yeah, I can't pin
It
where
makes
his
football
dad's-
more fun when you could just root for any team.
Yeah. I think he's been less like he's definitely least loyal as far as football
He doesn't
goes.
see colors in the team.
He likes the Yankees and the Devils eternally.
Yeah, I know those are his teams.
Those are his 2 teams, and then football he's a little wishy-washy about.
all teams. Are
And he always liked the Nets.
No, he would get tickets to the Nets because he knew a lawyer guy who had season tickets who looked exactly like Larry David, who would give him free front row Nets tickets all the time.
Okay.
And that was the only, he didn't care.
But I'm just saying, like, that's the things, it's one of the things that I would always see on at your dad's house. Like, at your house.
He never watched basketball.
What was the occasion? Like Christmas, he'd give you a Kurt Warner jersey? Now, did you?
No, we worked at Applebee's. And there was a rule. I think at some point my dad
Oh,
just
Sundays,
decided that
okay.
wearing a football jersey is for losers. This is something my dad would think. So he just gave up on having them. And then we had to wear a football jersey like during football season at Applebee's. So he just gave me a couple of the ones he had because I didn't want to go out and buy one. And I would be walking around with Kurt Warner jerseys. And people would stop me and be like, yeah, Kurt Warner, he's great. And I'd be like, I don't know who that is.
And you have Kurt Warner jersey?
I have a Kurt Warner jersey on the Rams. I for a little stretch, a little window, I'm gonna collect the jerseys of all my favorite quarterbacks.
Okay.
But then I was like, they're expensive.
You're like, I have Brady. That's all I need.
Yeah. But I went and picked up a Warner one, and I had a Bradshaw one because I like Bradshaw too growing up. But it kind of fizzled out that collection. I haven't updated it in quite some time.
I can get you an Aaron Rodgers one if you're a fan. They're like $20 now.
Yeah, I see them at Dick's. They're blowing them out.
I'm waiting. Like when he leaves, I'm gonna fucking get a Rodgers jersey just because it's gonna be so cheap.
Don't you have like every Jets quarterback jersey collection or something?
I wanted to do that, and then I realized that they're not worthy of having jerseys of. So I have 2 Namath jerseys. I have Chad Pennington.
You got Sanchez.
I don't have Sanchez.
Fitzpatrick.
I don't have Fitzpatrick.
Your Favre?
Don't have Favre. I would wear a Favre though.
I mean, if you didn't win a Super Bowl, wearing the jersey of a quarterback makes no sense.
Well, Chad Pennington was my guy as a kid. I thought he was going to win a Super Bowl. I thought he was going to do it. And he almost did. He had some good playoff runs, but they just faltered. Sanchez just never developed.
You have a Namath?
I have 2 Namath. I wanted it for Christmas one year. I wanted Namath jerseys. I had a Namath signed football that I sold
You have Tom Brady,
I will not wear the jersey of another team.
but do you have it?
I have a shirt with Tom Brady's face on it. I will not wear a
Is
Brady
Walt
jersey.
wearing that shirt right now?
No. It was after he won his last Super Bowl with the Bucks. So I root for Tom Brady. And the reason why is kind of like that Joker mentality where it's like some men just want to watch the world burn. Where it's like...
I thought it was some men get fucked in the ass and humbled.
No, it's like...
That happened in the new Joker. If you
Oh,
didn't know.
Walt doesn't think so.
I don't think that happened.
What? What are you talking about?
I looked up the movie before going to see it because I was going with my daughter and I didn't want to watch a movie like that was going to be too intense. It would be too awkward. So I was like, so there's a scene with that in it. And then I was like, then somebody else said that didn't happen in the movie. That's ridiculous. And like there was two different viewpoints on the movie online that I read. So I went to see it and I don't believe that happened. Now, I know that they beat him up and everything, but I did not. I mean, unless you actually see that, I think it's...
You wanted to see penetration.
I don't want to see it, but I think they left it open to your interpretation. If you think that happened,
I only watched the clip once, but maybe it needs a second watching.
I don't. You believe it happened though, right?
Oh, I definitely do. Yeah.
I didn't watch the clip, but if it's up for interpretation and it's kind of like a Joker-esque thing to do, like if that's what you want.
No. It was the police doing it to the Joker.
Yeah. But I mean, like they're playing a trick on the audience. Like if you're the ones that's saying like he definitely got raped, like maybe that's what you want.
I just can't. I'm sorry. I just can't see prison guards be like, okay, I'm going to stick my dick in this fucking
Sleepers.
Wacko like this. Sleepers.
The movie Sleepers.
Oh, I didn't
realize
like
you were
closeted sleepers who want to.
No.
Sleepers sell rapists.
Oh my god, no. No, in the movie Sleepers, the prison guards raped the kids, and that was like a thing. Like, so
I don't know that movie either. I don't know. I just don't think that it happened. I think they beat the crap out of him and roughed him up, but I just don't know if from that scene alone, I don't get that.
How do like a group of guys like doing a job together turn to each other and go, let's rape this man? Like who brings it up?
That never came up at your job. You're a blue collar guy.
Well, let's bring Get him in here.
Hey, a drifter.
You know, be funny. What if we fucked him?
That is something that Hollywood is and that has perpetuated that happens.
You don't think prison rape is real?
Yes, but by prisoners. Yes.
Well, Midnight Express, right? They did that too.
Oh, that's a real movie.
Micah,
come around this way. I don't want you to block that.
Are you open to the idea he was just sodomized?
Like a nightstick?
Yeah, like Abner Louima.
Well, that's just
fun.
That's just
you got
fun
the stats.
Stuff, right?
You even know.
He's up to date on all his big sodomizations.
Like the guards were like, I'm not going to stick myself in them, but I'm going to.
But I think you have to give me more in the movie, more indication that's what happened, though, other than him just being dragged back to the cell in his underwear. That's just not enough.
I thought that the other prisoner kind of.
If there was a shot,
what was the other prisoner doing?
Like he's like, well, what the hell did you do to him? Something like that.
He was in a cell. How does he know what happened?
No, because he sees him walking back.
Like I said, I only saw the clip once, but doesn't the Joker say something to the effect of like, you got to buy me dinner first?
He does say that.
Yeah.
He got raped. This isn't it for debate.
Oh, he says you have to buy me dinner first?
Yeah. He makes like a sexy little...
Yeah, he's like, you got to buy me dinner first, and then they throw him down.
Yeah.
But that could just be the Joker being the Joker.
Yes.
Like
it implies sexual intercourse.
No, it implies, yeah.
They dragged him to the prison showers, too.
Yeah. I didn't see it.
I think they wanted to have their cake and eat it, too. Because I feel like they definitely are setting
Why
the
walk
scene.
the tightrope then? Why not just?
Well, that was Brian's argument.
Show how horrible society is.
He was like, why not just go hardcore?
Person. You're thinking.
Well, why leave a little ambiguity though? Why not just be like, oh, this is definitely what happened?
Maybe the rating,
conversation piece. Yeah, conversation piece. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about it.
Yeah. We talked about it like 8 times. We bring it up every chance we get. We brought it up on the Christmas special.
There you go.
But Kurt Warner's career. So the next because I just want to close
Yeah, I know.
his
Get
career.
back on track.
So the next year, he goes to the Super Bowl, loses to Brady, and Brady steals his mojo.
Right.
Like Austin
Dr. Evil.
Powers.
Yeah. In 2003, he's ran out of St. Louis. They don't want him to be the quarterback
No, he
anymore.
got injured.
He got injured.
You say ran out.
He
An angry mob with pitchforks.
Get him out of her.
he had a thumb injury that like he couldn't throw the ball. He couldn't hold on to the ball.
That's what it was. Okay.
And there was a guy called Bulger. I
Mark
think.
Bulger. Yep.
And Bulger was lighting it up and filling in for Warner. So they had to make the tough decision to let him go. And he goes to the Giants, I think.
He went to the Giants. Yep.
And he kind of just didn't really light it up there at all, really.
He was there for one season.
He was injured.
He was 5-4, and they benched him after a
for-
2-game losing streak for Eli.
And Eli held on to that
And
job,
Eli
yeah.
never let it go. At the end of that year, they released him, and he went to the Cardinals on a 1-year contract. And it kind of looked like his career might be over. And he turned it around in Arizona.
Did he win it again?
No,
He went to the Super Bowl.
close. In the last second play, he loses again.
Wow.
I
That
believe
happens.
he was either the first or second quarterback to go to 2 Super Bowls with different teams.
Well, you had Manning do it. But that was
After, right?
after,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think he was the first or second guy to do it.
Mhm.
Because who would
Peyton
have
did it
been
too, right?
before him that could have done it?
Peyton do it?
Oh, Peyton did it, and
Yeah.
so did Brady, but
But
that
they
was
did it
after
after.
him. Yeah, he might have been the
After,
first
yeah.
one, yeah.
Because I'm thinking like
He walked so they could run.
What about Steve Young?
Steve Young was a Niner.
Oh, it's the whole time?
He was
Yeah.
a Buccaneer before a Niner. He never, yeah.
And Montana lost in an AFC championship game, right? He didn't make it.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think he was the first. But he lost, and that was the year he was supposed to play the Jets and lose to the Jets in the Super Bowl. But the Steelers beat us in 2010.
So I
that was
guess,
not Terry Bradshaw. He's ancient. Who was the Steelers' big quarterback? It was a
Ben
big deal.
Roethlisberger.
That's it.
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger.
Big Ben.
Roethlisberger, Huck
He-
Chuck it football.
He didn't go to jail, but he also had
Black
some.
and
Yeah,
yellow.
yeah.
He had
Yellow.
some issues too.
He got away with it.
Yep.
What did he do?
There was an accusation
Sexual
that he
assault,
sexually
right?
assaulted
Jesus
a woman in
a bar.
a bar.
Wow.
it's full of great people.
That's why you make movies like American Underdog, so you can show that they're not all monsters.
That's why they were able to get all of those IPs. 'Cause, like, you know, how else are you gonna? They couldn't afford it. They didn't have the budget.
Yeah, the NFL's like, yeah, anything to help our image.
Do you think a Tom Brady movie would be compelling
No,
I think there's too many people that can't stand him
for
at
it to
this
make
point.
money?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can make.
What about 80 for Brady?
because the problem with the Brady.
I walked in here and you were watching that one day.
Because he said it wasn't bad.
I mean,
It
for
was
what it
garbage.
is, you know.
I think the Brady story
It's too much winning.
would be too
It's too much
too
winning.
hard to tell, and too hard to tell personally for him. Would probably be the cost of his personal life. What did all that winning
Do
do?
having his wife leave him for a
yeah,
jiu-jitsu guy?
all the
His wife left him for a jujitsu guy?
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, jujitsu's
man.
the better sport. Let's be honest.
doesn't pay as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't pay as well.
It's more practical, probably.
But
The
the
son's a good kisser.
the aftermath and all the downside of committing yourself, like committing your entire life to football, and what did that do to the relationships in your life? You
Yeah.
know, that would be the interesting movie if he was to tell a real
He's like the anti
tell-all. What's up?
He's the anti-Warner. Where football
Yeah,
Uber Alice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
You get a nice roast of you. That's what
There was a
happened.
cost to all that winning, and it
Right.
was, his marriage, and I don't know. I mean,
Kind of
it's
the
hard to
plot.
say what kind of relationship he has with. It sounds like it's a good relationship,
With
but
his kids?
was
Yeah.
how really
Deep kissing.
was
yes.
he there though?
Deep kissing.
I mean, how many weeks a year is it really? You know?
It's your whole
I
life.
think
It's
he
your whole
trains
life, man.
52
Yeah.
weeks though, man. Like
It's
he
your
was
whole
a
life.
maniac. He said that he lost this or he won the Super Bowl. He was training the next week. whether he lost the Super Bowl or won it, he was still training.
There's
the next
always
week.
somebody that's gonna want it more than you, so you have to be the one.
It reminds me of the plot of the great cinema masterpiece, The Big Year.
Kind of, yeah.
What did it cost? Yeah.
So how much money did this movie make?
How much?
$25.
Like what kind of box office did it have?
The budget was $25 million, which is
go,
a pretty
see?
decent budget.
Yeah.
That means it needs to make $75 million to break even after marketing and
I
everything.
thought it was $50 million. Don't you double the
No,
budget?
you triple it
Oh, you triple?
because theaters need their cut, etc.
Uh-huh.
The movie made $26.5 million.
Oh, boy.
That's a loss.
It came out December 25th, 2021.
That was during the
That is
lockdown.
tough. It was still a
Man.
pandemic movie. It was like
That's a
Who's
bad
going to
date.
see that on
theaters were
Christmas?
just reopening.
That's a bad date.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because maybe you can count on one city to be like, at least there's one city that
St.
wants
Louis.
St. Louis to go see this, but St. Louis got jilted because the Rams left.
They lost their team. Yeah.
Yeah, and LA isn't gonna. LA doesn't
They don't
want
give
to
a
support
shit.
it because they didn't win it
Yeah.
in LA. So it's
Yeah.
like who is this movie for other than Kurt?
For us to do this.
It's a gift.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. I guess, yeah, nobody's going to see this unless you're like 40 years old and we're into it back then.
Do you think this could have been made for far cheaper and done like on a Hallmark network?
I think that's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like in a perfect world, that's what it would have been.
This is straight Hallmark movie.
Like, did they need to pump 25 million into this?
Most of it probably went to the NFL. I would assume for
It's
the rights.
not a bad movie. It's not a bad script. at
I
all.
enjoyed it.
I
It's a
actually
good
liked
movie.
it. Yeah.
However, is it compelling enough to rack in an audience?
That you think you
Not
can
really.
get $75 million worth of ticket sales?
I mean, hold on. But there's plenty of like Bible thumping football fans in this country, and that's who the movie's for. You know?
But unless he's your guy, unless he won one for you, I don't know if a lot of people are.
You're right.
You know, like
You're
the
right.
fans of Minnesota and Pittsburgh, are they going to go see the Kurt Warner story? They don't give a fuck.
The majority of us didn't even know this existed until today. So, like,
Yeah, I mean, the marketing clearly wasn't for us.
yeah.
I
And even
didn't
if
see
it
one
was,
commercial
even
for
if
this.
even if the marketing reached us, I wouldn't go see this.
I thought it was a direct to video.
Oh, yeah?
My wife was more interested in the movie than I was.
Did she like it?
She was getting choked up at some of the scenes.
Okay.
Really? Which
Yeah.
one?
She's like, "Oh, this
The
is
kids?
so sweet." Yeah, the kids. Oh, he's such a nice guy. I'm like, where's
Kurt
the
Warner
football?
propaganda.
Yeah,
For the record, she cries.
she cries in everything. She cries in everything. I
But
walked, I
know
walked
it's
into
bad
the room once.
when even
and-
Steve is like, "I need the football.
I need
Please,
football.
God, give me
Yeah,
the
please, God,
football."
give me football. And I walked into the room once, and she was crying at a duet of Jay-Z and Beyonce
Why?
because they were singing together. Was it a romantic song? It was not. It was not a romantic song.
What was the song?
It
I
was
wanna
just
fuck
them
you in the
rap-
back
Yeah,
of
it
a
was them like
car.
rapping, and she's like, "Oh, they love each other." I'm like, "What are you crying at?" She cried. We were at the Greek festival. She cried at Greek dancers once. Little kids dancing to Greek music.
Oh, it's culturally enriching.
Culturally enriching. She's weeping. I have a very emotional wife.
Mm.
It's
But
an
yeah,
emotional wife.
what do you guys rate this?
Well,
Because
Befo-
that's a good. It's
before we get there
uh-huh.
and close, actually, yeah, let's rate it first.
Yeah, rate it.
I'm gonna give it a solid 7.
I'm with you.
Yeah, me too.
Walt, what do you give it out of 10?
Oof.
Walt's gonna be harsher.
I'm a little bit
He's a
harsher.
harsh critic.
Yeah, I don't see this rising above a 4 for me.
A 4. Okay.
It's just
Why do you put him through torture?
I didn't know you would hate it. I tried to do a football movie. Next time we're doing cannibals.
Yeah, let's just do something that he wants.
I just suggested this.
I just didn't think it was.
It doesn't need to exist.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Why does this movie exist other than for Kurt Warner's vanity? In my
Yeah.
opinion, I don't know if this was a story that needed a $25 million budget for. I could
Yeah.
watch a YouTube video about it.
It's a heartfelt story,
It is.
which is why it's great for
I actually
Hallmark.
like the messaging.
Yeah, me too.
So-
It is.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
It's positive. You
yeah.
can't say it isn't.
But it's not like, yeah, it's like afterwards. Okay, he won. Great. Nothing else happened. Like
What-
you said, like the rest of the story is just like, okay,
Are you sneaky
What are you
snaking
doing?
around?
No, I'm not sneaking. I just had to grab this.
you're clearly sneaking.
I think Brian has a plan.
Yeah, I know, because he's like, oh wait, mind you, we're on a time crunch here.
Yeah, we're fine. We can do this
Oh.
real quick.
Are we fine?
Yeah. We're fine.
We're not fine.
We're fine.
We're
We
not.
can do this
I-
real
okay.
quick.
I'm
What
telling you, we're
time-
not. I'm
what
telling you, we're
time's the
not.
guy?
Okay. 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
You
We,
know,
25 minutes, and we still have to set up.
Yeah, we're fine.
you have to set up differently. For
Okay, you'll set up. I'm
It's a
not setting
Zoom.
up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here's the drawing.
Oh no. You don't have to. You don't have to anymore.
What?
You just don't have to. You don't have to do it. You don't even know how feet work.
R.
R.
You put an R on this.
That's a
chest.
space. That's
No,
a
an
space
R.
alien. That's a space alien.
It's 13.
That's number 13. That's the number. That's a 3. Well,
Yes.
describe
whatever.
this.
Whatever.
Describe the top. You don't have to. You don't have to.
That little sketch right there.
Yeah,
That little
yeah.
scribbling.
Yeah, Brian
It
does
looks like a
sketches.
man or an alien throwing a football with the number 13 on his chest.
You see 13. Okay.
Yeah, I could see the 13.
Is the football?
Yeah.
What's the shape of that football?
football? I see it. It's kind of egg shaped.
Yeah, it's there.
It's there. I mean,
It's in his hand.
What's that behind him? Is that the hand? Is that his hand behind
Well,
him?
he's going like this, so that's his hand, and his front one is like a little in front.
And it looks.
Wait,
like
so the
he-
back one is the football.
Yeah,
It looks like he even tried to put some ram horns on the.
I
on the
did.
helmet.
I did.
So the back one's the football, not the front one.
Yeah, I tried to do the ram horns.
This one.
No, that's his hand. The back is the football.
Yeah, that's his hand throwing the football.
I love the way you do
Let me
fingers.
see this. Which way is he facing?
Oh,
He's facing that way. He's like this.
It's a profile.
Yeah, he's turning to throw.
His chest is facing camera, but his neck is turned to where he's throwing the ball.
Yeah, Walt knows because he's a comic artist like me.
Great. It's awesome.
What was this for? Was this something that?
oh, Brian does
That's-
his
Brian
I do a
does
sketch for every movie.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't gotten any better.
They're all
Yeah,
terrible.
It's really
Uniformly
poor.
so.
Really poor.
Somebody else you think should be doing this? One of
I'm
you
probably
guys
the
should be
best one who could draw here.
Either
Other-
one of them
besides
would be
you.
an improvement, but it's
Yeah.
kind of become my thing where I do this and then
Yeah.
they make fun of me.
right.
It's more like pity at this point. It's like, why are we making you do this?
What
What do you have in
what's with
store
your
here?
computer?
Yeah, what are you
What-
doing?
All right. So we got Walt here. I just wanted to play one round of a
No.
game from the Christmas episode and just kind of play it with Walt a bit.
Okay.
Christmas.
We don't have Jim here.
Walt Pressions.
Stop with the Jimpressions. You're gonna burn it out.
Well, I
Yeah,
was
you're-
going to do it.
So you're
We
gonna do it.
We doing this every week now?
You're gonna do an impression, and we're gonna have to guess. Yeah, but you're actually not that bad.
Who you got coming on after this?
We have a guy who wrote a book about Pearl Harbor. We're doing Tora.
Yeah.
You guys into war history?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Are you?
No.
So you wouldn't want to do like a war movie?
Papillon.
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 Is that real?
means butterfly.
Yeah, I don't know
I
that.
don't know that. Yeah.
You know, guys, Steve McQueen.
No.
I don't know.
I
if
guess
it's-
we-
it
we
might
might
not
have-
be. It may not be. War. He was a prisoner. I don't know if it was.
You're thinking of The
war.
Great Escape.
No.
No, there's a
no,
movie Papillon. It's based on a
Papillon.
book.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know it.
All right.
1973.
Keep that in mind for the.
It's a historical adventure drama. Okay.
Keep that in mind for the fourth.
I'm happy to
fourth
talk about
return.
Steve McQueen.
Oh, I'd rather talk about cannibals though. But...
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah.
Next time is cannibals. Next time is
All right,
cannibals.
do
for Walt.
one impression.
All right.
All right.
All right. I'll do one. All right. Oh, goodness gracious. I would like some hot chocolate, please.
Well, I know.
I know who that is. I just don't know. It's really
It's
old.
not a character.
Oh, it's not. a
I'm
character?
doing- I'm
It's a
doing-
cartoon character.
I'm doing
An actor.
an actor.
An actor.
But he did a lot of
Yeah,
cartoons.
you know his voice.
He's in Mary Poppins.
Roger Rabbit.
Dick Van Dyke.
No. All right, I'll do one more. Ready? Oh, look at that football. It sure would be great to throw that around a bit.
So it's an actor. Mary Poppins.
Old
came out, what-
actor.
I know. So Mary Poppins came out in '65.
Yeah, he's in the song "Let's Go Fly a Kite." He sings it. Let's go fly a kite.
Just as good too.
Do you know his name?
No, I'm not gonna know it.
Edwin.
Edwin.
I would. Yeah, I don't even recognize.
really?
I know. I know the voice, but I just don't know. Probably didn't know the name
He's the Mad Hatter.
in Batman '66.
No, in Alice in Wonderland. Did they do a Mad Hatter?
Oh yeah.
Really? It might be him. Let me check.
No, it's not.
No?
No.
Who was it?
I don't know who it was, but it was somebody with like orange handlebar mustache.
He's in Babes in Toyland.
The Laurel and Hardy movie?
Yeah, Edwin.
Oh, so he's real ancient. Then.
Oh, yeah,
he's got to
he's
be dead for years.
Oh yeah, it's like 100-year-old impression.
What else we got?
Anything from the past 30 years?
A modern one? Oh man.
Struggling to find a
I
modern
really just wanted to
person?
show Walt my Edwin.
He doesn't
did
even know who
good.
Edwin
I don't
is.
know who that
Yeah,
is,
I thought that would really impress you because that's like my oldest one.
He's calling you old.
No, he loves like old pop culture.
Old pop culture, but
Like he loves Getham's Andy Griffith.
yeah, it needs to be something
Like his Don Knotts.
Before I was born's a little hard though.
All right, I'm sorry. I'll work on some 70s ones for you.
Way to go.
Do Columbo.
There you go.
All right. Columbo. That's hard for me. I'm better at like higher characters. All right. One more thing.
Just one more thing.
That was not too bad, right?
Do it again.
Just one more thing.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Jimmy claims that he can do a columnist and insists on doing an impression of Richard Roper, the columnist, and he thinks people will get this.
What's a columnist?
Like a
Someone who writes a news.
Exactly. Exactly.
Wow. Okay. So how many people have a reference for a columnist?
Nobody.
So
No
don't
one.
they read a columnist? So how do they ever hear him speak?
Yeah, nobody has ever gotten this impression. Nobody ever will. But he sent me videos of him doing all these impressions. They all sound the same,
So
and
it's
one
the
of them
guy
is
from
a
Boston.
columnist.
It's just Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's just him. Just him saying it.
I thought you were gonna do absolutely thought you were gonna do a Kurt Warner impression.
Oh,
Well, that would have
Warner?
made sense. So no.
I thought he just sounds like a regular dude, like a regular
No,
Midwest.
We're gonna do someone from the 40s.
Or Dig Vermeil.
I could do Jim Mora. Playoffs? You want to talk about playoffs?
That's good.
We're just trying to win a game.
Brian,
Can you do Rex Ryan?
Brian would have done the blind Asian kid.
I didn't come here to kiss Belichick's rings. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Sounds like John Wayne.
It actually was more Stone Cold than Rex Ryan, I think.
That was
You know
John,
Stone Cold.
that was John Wayne.
No, my John Wayne is. All right, you're going to like this one, right?
Okay.
I didn't come here to kiss Bill Belichick's
That's
rings.
exactly what you just did.
I think it's very different. But you guys want to say bye?
Yeah.
Walt, thank you for coming.
Thank you
Yes,
for having me.
thank you,
Really
Walt.
appreciate it.
No
Thank you for
problem.
I'm
having
sorry I
us.
made you sit through American Underdog.
Oh, that's okay.
You have anything you want to plug?
The Christmas special.
Yeah, Christmas specials. Are out there.
TSD?
TSD.
Bandcamp.com. Tell them Steve Dave.
Nope.
2024, right?
Yeah, it's not on that one. It's on. You got to just. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too many people are buying the wrong version. So
Still?
it's too confusing. Yeah.
Patreon.com. Tell them Steve Dave.
Yeah.
New Tell them Steve Dave merch, right? You still have hoodies?
Yep.
Brian is featured on the latest Tell 'em Steve Day Christmas episode, is he not?
He
I'm
is.
on it, yeah.
He is.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Big-
So
big
someone
portion.
tweeted that I was very funny on it. That made
You
my
were,
day. Yeah.
Thought
I had some moments.
Was it get him?
No. it was someone random, so it meant something.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, Walt, thank you for everything.
Yes.
Thanks for letting us do this. All right. Guys, our Christmas pod, reviewing history. It's called the Christmas Freak Off. Just type in on bandcamp.com, reviewing history. Check it out. It's out now. It's 4 hours of Christmas podcasting for $5. There's Christmas games and fun, all that, and a pod fully about Die Hard. Follow the show on all social media at Review History Pod
Fun
on
and
Twitter,
fun.
Reviewing History Pod everywhere else. Follow me personally on all social media at Brian Rupert. That's with 2 P's. Follow me on Letterboxd. I rank and review every single movie I watch, even the ones in my personal life. Thanks again, Walt. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.